Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are, like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience, they told me. So I figured I'll do
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up.
Right.
They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies, like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work, like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, a first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock." You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, this kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you.
To watch the maturation of you as an artist, to realize it took you 9.5 minutes to get around to the sucking cock stuff.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having a little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So. Yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years, so.
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter.
Did you?
Because I think...
You're going to make him sad.
Because I think, you know, it was tragic at the time, but I think... I don't know, people calling me, man, they're shocked. "Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it, who got killed? The crocodile hunter."
Please don't make me laugh at this.
They were like, he was 44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter.
That's not...
And you know who had to be pissed about it were the crocodiles, because he got killed by some fruity fish. And so you know the crocodiles were like, "Hey man, that crocodile hunter got killed. Who did it, Frank?" You don't even want to know, man.
Please don't do this anymore.
Go, Bill, man, you had a chance. When the guy go, "Man, I had a chance. I had that mother. He was Tommy with a stick. I could have eat him and his kid."
I don't feel good about this.
You remember I ever tell you that story, Bill? Yeah, only 1,000 times.
That's for the kids.
I was a little late here tonight. I took a cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. Something like that. Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature. Two 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a place, a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard. Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know. And he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, you know, getting advertisers when we know it will suck.
I've never asked you this before, and we've been good friends for many years.
Ah.
Okay, I made that up, but...
No. We haven't?
No, we're friends. We're good friends, but I don't know what your... McDonald, is that Irish? Is that Scottish? What's your ethnic background?
My ethnic background is Polish.
Are you really Polish? Wow.
Polish people,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
McDonald, you don't...
Well, my parents changed their names. They
Right.
had to because of the constant ribbing they'd get for being Polish, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so they changed their name to McDonald. But, you know, it's one of the things that you can, you know, I mean, I get a little upset about it, you know. Because, you know, you
All the
can't...
Polish jokes and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can't make jokes about other people, but for some reason you make jokes about Polish people, you know?
Right, right.
I don't like it.
Right. You shouldn't. That sounds bad, yeah.
I mean, I had an experience, you know. I go in and I order a Polish sausage, you know, from this guy, you know. And so the guy says to me, you must be Polish. And I said, come on, man. I mean, come on. Think about it, what you're saying. You know, I'm trying to knock some sense into this fellow's head, maybe give him a wider world view, you know?
Sure, yeah.
I said, you think because I order a Polish sausage, I'm Polish. I said, what if somebody came in here and ordered French toast? Would you think he was French, you know?
Right.
I mean, what if somebody came in here and ordered a Belgian waffle? Would you consider that guy a Belgian, you know? I mean, if a guy came in and ordered a German bratwurst, would you consider that fellow to be a German fella?
Right,
I said, what if a guy came in and ordered German potato salad? I suppose you'd think he was German too. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, what if a guy...
Wow, you talked to this guy for a while.
I'm telling you, man. With racists, you have to get through
You have to
them.
really get it into their head. Right.
I said, if a guy came in and he ordered a Cuban hamburger, are you going to assume he's a Cuban?
Right.
I said, I think it is absolutely ridiculous that just because I come in here, I order a Polish sausage, why would you jump to the fact that I'm Polish?
Right.
And the guy says to me, well, first of all, it's a hardware store.
And you hate Polish jokes, don't you? You just hate them.
No, I think they're disgusting.
And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? That's good. Yeah. Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're gonna say the whole city's gonna go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, you know. I mean, you know who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College?
No,
You think Jack Benny is funny?
I don't even know. No, I don't really know any of his shit.
You've seen him though. Like when you.
I saw him on Byron Allen. No,
Comics Unleashed. Here's the thing Byron Allen has. A show called The Entertainers. And what he does so he'll go to junkets.
Right.
And then he has huge guests. So it'll be like at the beginning it'll be his voice. The Entertainers. Tonight, Harrison Ford, Adam Sandler, Morgan Freeman. It's the biggest stars ever. And he just interviews them in the junkets, but he makes it sound as if, and then this is his gambit. This is what he does to people. So let's say he's talking to Harrison Ford, right? He'll go, now the last time I talked to you, you were talking about working out. And so then Harrison Ford goes, like he's never talked to him before or anything, but he figures a black guy, it's going to sound bad. He says, I know, who the fuck are you? So he goes, yes, I'm
he's just making up like.
This looks like he's best friends with all these viewers.
I'd hate to go and see him one night and go, boy, he reminds me of young Byron Allen. He's brilliant, Byron Allen. He had that Comics Unleashed. You ever do that? Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
Yeah, it's not like, there's nothing unleashed about it. It's not like you would have like Lenny Bruce on and like,
and he has no segue. So this is what he said to John Lovitz one time. He said, he just turned to him from, he's talking to Schimmel, and then he goes to John Lovitz. He goes, now, John, I understand you're growing older.
Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah, Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, you know, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, you know? Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, you know, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... Goodness. Well, the magazine POV came out this week with a list of the best and worst jobs to have in the next century. Their 3 best were, in this order, multimedia software designer, management consultant, and interactive advertising executive. While their worst, for the 3rd year in a row, crack whore. U.S. News and World Report's list of the best and worst jobs for 1996 is out. Last year's best job, multimedia software consultant, was replaced by a new best job, bioindustrial engineer. And in the worst job category, last year's winner, crack whore, has lost its spot. The new worst job is assistant crack whore. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh? Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks, is the other two guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, you know, it's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Yeah, Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
The iron horse of broadcasting.
It's iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Iron.
That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah.
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest
language
To
to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest.
Yeah, well, you were born with it.
Yeah. Say what you want about how huge and fat my head has gotten, but who'll forget it.
Try iron. Why doesn't that clock work?
Why doesn't that cock work?
That
No,
clock
it's, my cock works
Oh,
just
this
fine.
clock
It's
over here.
Your mind is going somewhere, Norm.
No, I thought that's what you said.
I heard you had Larry King on here.
Cast
Your
iron.
show that's amazing, by the way. No one
Cast-
gets on Larry King.
Cast
Larry
iron.
King gets you.
I know you're new to this. I'm going to teach you something. One of the first things in hosting an interview show is to listen.
What's that now?
The answer given by the guest. My whole motto, my whole broadcasting career, that's why I don't like a lot of guys on the air now, is that I never learned anything when I was talking.
Can I interrupt you there?
Yeah. But
Now, I wanna ask you
I was
this.
with Carlos Slim all day today, the richest man in the world. He's partnering.
The richest man in the world is Carlos Slim?
Correct, from Mexico. You never heard of him?
Of course not. I'm not a connected guy.
Well, that's right. I just heard you. You don't watch the news. Well,
So Carlos
Big
Slim,
is a terrific guy.
and this guy is working with you on Aura TV.
He financed it.
He financed it. The richest man in the world.
$76 billion.
We should get together with this Carlos Slim.
Seems like a good guy.
I just had a meeting with some lady, said she had a lot of money, Fat Nancy.
Oh, Nancy. And what, she want to finance something with you? What does she want to do with you?
You know what? So I loved Liberace, but with all due respect, man, if you kicked that guy in the ass, 100 cocks would fall out. Now, this is not what I do on Hulu.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No. Because I have respect for Carlos Slim. Literally selling you death.
That's the one thing I fear is dying.
Man, that haunts me.
Because the thought of not existing, you know, it's like, you know what
Really?
the new thing they call it is? Dirt nap.
Good God, Larry.
That's what they call it, a dirt nap.
You would not say that on Hulu.
No, I wouldn't say it, but I'd say it here.
That's what I heard Larry King say to a guy once. What? The guy had lost his child. Oh, no. And Larry King goes, Paul Newman told me, you never get over it. It's like some unfeeling psychotic. So then people go, well, who do you want? Well, there's that one comedian. She's a comedian, and she's also a lady.
Yeah.
And then it gets...
It's more common now.
Huh?
A lot more.
It's common now.
SNL is very...
They rule.
They rule the SNL.
Look, who is bigger than Tina Fey?
She's strong.
Too big to fail.
Finally, according to the U.S. News and World Report 1997 Career Guide, the best job in the United States for the second year in a row is Interactive Business System Analyst. However, last year's worst job, Assistant Crack Whore, has been replaced by a new worst job, Crack Whore Trainee.
Hello, everybody. Here with Norm MacDonald, chewing the fat. Where do you live here, of course, in the city, because you're doing the show.
I live in New York City.
Yeah. This isn't a police interrogation. Are you sure? Where about? Where in the city do you live, approximately, not specifically? But...
I live at 56 between 8th and Broadway.
Okay, and what's your phone number? Just give me 7 digits. All right. What, your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new, you know. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy, he just moved in, you know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
Yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married? I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And So the guy says, is that so? He says, Professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of Scylla something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example.
Yeah.
So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at
Yeah, it
that
was nice.
University of Science there. All right.
And then the guy, and then get this. Get this.
There's more.
This gay guy
Yeah.
invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism.
I don't
Watch
know.
out. All right.
The new people. Oh, hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. What? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman,
girls-
hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Nobody.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
and we're going to read jokes. We read jokes.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing.
We're going to talk about the man. What about the man great?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God. What is the man great, you ask?
Okay.
Huh?
Fine. I didn't, but...
You didn't ask. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates.
Iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Cast iron.
Iron?
Cast iron grilling grates that
Are
are
you kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like fucking Larry King. That motherfucker, I say iron and he's up my asshole for fucking 4 days.
It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah.
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because it's
toughest
language
To
to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Man great. Great. Have you heard of the man great?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about it?
On Adam Carolla's podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Do you have a father? Man great is the perfect gift for this Father's Day. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% made in America. If he was dead, it would have been a really bad moment in the commercial. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give me one. And
I'll give you
use it.
one. Is your mom still alive?
My mom?
Yeah.
No, she's dead.
Jesus Christ, is any of your relatives fucking alive? It's man great. They're revolutionizing the way people grill. What, Adam Egan? It's true. You haven't heard of the revolution? You can put chicken on this or steak. That's not that unique. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
These are very heavy.
Yes, no, but that's part of the charm. It weighs a lot of pounds.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Listen, man, what was that fucking Vegas story?
Jesus Christ. Sorry. What is in that?
Again. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Listen. No more dry meat. What do you think of that?
Ed, you want your meat juicy.
Oh, come on now. Don't make it sound like a fucking fat, plumpy, delicious cock. No more flare-ups. You know, in your barbecues, all those big flare-ups. It was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories. There's more fucking facts about the man grate than about Nick. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Hey, how about this? Each NORM MACDONALD show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
Jesus.
You don't want to put that on your not dry meat.
Look at that. Those things are dirty.
No, no.
That's from the iron.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, it's not from my cock.
What?
I just went to the bathroom. You say cock so much.
I'm coming in your butt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
Your mouth is my toilet.
again. Again. This commercial is like a mini-series. Are you a jingoist? 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Mangrate.com. Thank you, Andy. That's yours. You just threw your own going away present with contempt to the floor. That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Mangrate as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways,
Fuck
that
it,
was
who cares?
Schwartzen.
We lost them.
That was Nick Schwartzen that fucked it all up. Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well, this
Are you serious?
Well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years
Did
ago.
you just write that?
I didn't write
Did
it.
you just say that?
No, I read it. Yes.
You read that?
It was an old. This Lindsay Lohan can't swim a stroke, but she sure knows every dive in town.
That one I liked. That was my favorite. I'm keeping this.
That is a favorite.
Las Vegas is now home to a 550-foot-tall Ferris wheel. Also drawing thousands to Las Vegas, whores. That's you. That's your voice all the way right there. It's the old, the Norm MacDonald lean in, whores.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Norm MacDonald.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no. No, you're absolutely right. That is my name. You know, when the people here asked me to do the show, you know, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the weekend update news routine. You remember that? And yeah, that's where I did the make-believe news jokes. You know, that was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know, you don't want it. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny? inexplicable to me because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
Thanks so much for listening to Cinephile as we continue. I'm Adnan Virk, joined by special guest Norm MacDonald.
Wait, why is Jeff Goldblum on?
Well, yeah, sometimes we have all these TVs up here in the studio. There's maybe a story about Goldblum going on. He's looking kind of creepy there, isn't he?
Yeah, usually you can tell by the picture
that something's happened to him.
Because he's in a bathroom. There's a picture of him in a bathroom.
Yeah, I think he must be selling something, right? Because it's a Goldblum.
Yeah,
8 for those listening.
Look at his muscles.
It's a Goldblum 8x10. There's pictures of
they used to
maybe
say
he's
he had
coming to Connecticut.
He told me a story, but I guess I'm not at liberty really to.
That's okay.
I'll tell you off. I'll tell you off pod.
Please do. 2 Canadians here.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the second Canadian to be on the podcast. Will Arnett was the first.
Will Arnett.
Do you know Will at all?
Where's he from?
He's from Toronto,
okay.
And he's right in the city. You were born in Quebec City, but you grew up in Ontario?
Yeah, Quebec City is all French, and we were English. So, the English hate the French, and the French hate the English.
Right, the Quebecois.
So, I was born with the Quebecois around, and my dad, you could go to school, you could either learn French or Latin. So my dad would not let me learn French because he was so afraid that I would, take up with a French girl or something like that. So I learned Latin, and that doesn't help you that much in Quebec City, where there's a lot of French and no ancient Romans.
But I will say this: Montreal is more bilingual. Like Quebec City, is very much French.
No, Montreal is English.
In Montreal, if you go there, you speak English, you feel fine. People get terrified. They go, "Oh my God, I don't know the language. I don't understand."
Oh no, Montreal is very cosmopolite.
The reason I mention this is last week you met Donald Trump.
I did.
On the Tonight Show.
I sort of met him.
Well, how big are his hands?
I didn't really shake his hand.
Okay,
this is what happened. I have met him before, and he does have gigantic hands. It's like shaking the hand of a Holstein cow. No, but this is what this is the true thing that happened. There's like about 4 minutes difference because I had to follow him, So he leaves in the hall, and I'm in the hall, and I'm going to go on, right? I'm the second guest. First time ever I'm the second guest. Thanks to Trump. So I see Donald Trump, so I say, Donald, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? So he turns to me, and he goes, hey, he points at me, He goes, big smile. He goes, just give me 1 minute, and we'll take a picture. So I go, thanks. Then he turns around. He has a Secret Service, and he walks down the hall and gets in an elevator. He just
Donald Trump completely stiffed you.
Yeah, he said in a minute, and then he left the building.
The oldest trick in the book. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Exactly.
Just standing there at a ball game. Can you sign my ball?
Oh my God!
Well, the reason I mentioned this,
I remember Euchre. I was with Euchre in a booth, in Arizona. It was a spring training, and so all the fans were trying to reach up, to hand him balls to sign, So Euchre would sign a ball, and then he'd hand it to me. He goes, "Here, fucking sign it." So I go, "No, I don't want to sign it. Like they don't want me to sign." He goes, "Sign it, man." So I go, all right. So I'd sign the ball, and then the guy would get it. I'd go, oh. Like, I completely devalued what value Euchre had just put on the baseball.
That's not true. It's
Where
more value
it
with
was
that.
Probably worth less than an actual baseball at that point.
I want to get your thought. This is why I'm considering.
I mean, a
election.
store-bought baseball.
Because as Canadians, we're not allowed to vote in this country.
No, we can't vote.
As people keep saying, no, you have to. Barry Melrose is like, no, you have to apply for U.S. citizenship so you can vote. This is the most important election of our time. And I looked up the rule. I don't know if you ever went this far, but in order to apply for U.S. citizenship, there's a caveat there, Norm, that says you must renounce all loyalty to any other country. And I said, hang on a second. Like, I'm proud to be an American, but I'm a proud Canadian.
You can't be a
loyalty.
dual citizen?
No, it's you can, but you have to renounce loyalty to Canada.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to renounce loyalty.
Yeah.
Is that your reasoning as well, that you've never...
No, my reasoning is that the test is way too hard. You know what I mean?
How many Supreme Court justices are there?
How many stripes on the flag? I don't know. Like, our flag has a leaf. Like, here a flag is so important. Like, you can't burn it. Oh, you can't burn the flag.
You have to stand for it.
Yeah, Canada, it gets cold, you burn the flag. I mean, there's a leaf on it. It almost invites incineration,
Especially like the prairie provinces. They don't really, in Saskatchewan. Go ahead.
Yeah.
OJ.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Ottawa Roughriders.
8 teams in the CFL,
8 teams.
and both had the same nickname for years.
2 of them.
The first question Americans would always ask me.
Yeah,
they ask about
but there's
Don
no
Cherry.
answer to it.
No, there is no answer. It's just a really good name, though. I don't think there's
fantastic name. It's
Yeah.
also an American name because Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. So I don't know how it came to Canada, but no one has the answer to the question.
Your brother's a journalist at CBC, isn't he?
Yeah.
You should ask him.
Yeah, he should do it like a documentary and try to figure it out because no one has the answer. Seriously, ask people. They're like, they laugh, and I go, no, but seriously, yeah, it's funny because you used to listen to football games on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very confusing because they'd be going, the Rough Riders have it at the 5-yard line. Bad news for the Rough Riders. If the Rough Riders get it here, the Rough Riders are in big trouble. You go, what the? What's going on?
So, SNL Weekend Update, you were tremendous. And so much of it was not only your delivery, but also your fearlessness. And it's one of the greatest jokes ever. I encourage everybody to go look it up. Norm was talking about Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson, and he said they've split up, citing irreconcilable differences. She's more of a stay-at-home mom. He's more of a homosexual pedophile.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say.
You were fearless. Like, did you have any...
I remember Lauren saying, you better, if you don't want to be sued by Michael Jackson. And I go, no, but secretly I did. I was like, oh my God, that'd be the coolest thing ever. It'd be like, and now Michael Jackson versus Norm. I'd be like, oh my God, that'd be cool. How could that not be good for your career?
But Don Ohlmeyer, because he was buddies...
Don Ohlmeyer was for the folks at home.
Right.
Was the executive in charge of entertainment for the entire network of NBC.
And only because you were making scathing, hysterical jokes at O.J. Simpson's expense, who's now back in the news because this show was a huge hit.
He's back in the news.
Well, the show, I should say, his name is back in the news. Like the Emmys, Sarah Paulson won, the show won.
What show? The
People versus O.J. Simpson.
Right.
And then the O.J. documentary, 30 for 30, which is on ESPN. And I think you should get more praise for the fact you were attacking him, rightfully so, and just because Ohlmeyer was buddies with him, was like, hey, you can't touch OJ. It's like, well, what do you mean? Like
Yeah, why wasn't I in that movie?
Oh, the 30 for 30, that's true, actually.
Or the 30 for 30, yeah, they could have put that on. Or the drama, you know what I mean?
Yeah, people versus...
They could have had, like, Jay Moore going, hey, what's going on?
Could have had...
Lisa Marie Presley. That hilarious impression.
David Letterman needed a Bette Midler moment that final week, and he got it from you.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Because, and it was so great. I watched it again.
Not that I meant to cry. No, I didn't mean that, but I wanted to do one of his jokes. That was my idea.
It was awesome. It was amazing what you did. You went on, your stand-up, it was the final week of Dave's show, and you said growing up in, I love this, by the way, you said growing up in Toronto, Canada. Nobody ever says Toronto, Ontario.
Yes.
They like to make it very plain.
They do.
Toronto, Canada.
They do, yeah.
And you said there's a joke that Dave used to tell. You tell it. You know the joke.
It was on a show called 90 Minutes Live, hosted by Peter Zosky. And the guests were Ricky Jay and David Letterman. And I was in the audience, the young teenager. And his joke was, I was driving down the street the other day, and in front of me was a garbage truck. And on the back of the garbage truck was a tiny sign that said, "Please do not follow too closely." One of life's simple pleasures, ruined by a meddling bureaucracy, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the old days when Dad used to pile the kids into the station wagon and we'd go out and follow a garbage truck?
You then turned to Dave and you said, we know Mr. Letterman does not like the mawkish or the sentimental, but if something is true, then it is not that. And Dave, I love you.
Yes, that I didn't mean to say those exact words. I certainly didn't mean to say I love you. But yeah, that was I just thought at that moment after the joke I should say something because everybody was being so cool about it before that. And like you say, there was no Bette Midler moment. There was no one saying, "We'll miss you" or anything like that. Everybody was just trying to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
And he was a very important person to me, David Letterman.
Because he defended you when Omar.
Well, no, but more than that, I think he changed the entire culture. He changed how people speak, you know? Almost like ESPN changed the way that people speak about sports. And, you know, maybe David Letterman is responsible for ESPN.
No, there's no doubt. He was a huge influence. Dave used to come here because he's such an auto racing nut. He'd come here and watch the F1 races and stuff.
Oh, is that right?
They would let him in the back, and he would just go and set up.
Oh, you mean because there were
they didn't have that capability like in the early 90s. Like a Formula One race or something. He's like, oh, I'll just go to ESPN and come in here. Like, oh, there's Dave.
That's what I would do for football back when because, of course, there was no dish or anything like that. And in New York, all you could watch was a Jets game in the morning and a Giants game in the afternoon, and they both sucked. They were horrible.
Right.
And there were all these great games going on. So I would go to NBC and watch the feed. There'd be every game.
Right.
And then I'd pretend to be an announcer. I'd turn off I still do that when my son lets me. He hates when I do that. But I switch, like on DirecTV, and I go, now let's go, you know.
Right. Well, you got Red Zone now. You can just watch one channel.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't do. I do my own Red Zone.
Oh, so you like to do it.
And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the bandstand the great Jackie Byard.
The book is called Based on a True Story.
What book is that?
This is your book.
Oh, yes, my book. I wrote a book.
Wait to read this.
Based on a true story, a memoir by NORM MACDONALD.
It's going to be a huge hit. I can't wait.
Right, Jen?
There's Jennifer's here. Yeah, there's stories about Olmeyer. There's stories.
Yes.
We have a story. A buddy here, Daniel. Him and his wife wanted to watch Dirty Work together, so he DVR'd it and they put it on, and it was not the film Dirty Work that you made.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah,
it was
a documentary.
No, it was an HBO film's softcore, I think, is the category.
It was a porn. You know, one time in my hotel room, I you know, when before the computer and everything, right. The only time I'd ever see pornography was in a hotel, and sometimes they'd have like the weirdest one. They'd have like soft core pornography. You know what I mean? And this actually happened. I was looking around, and there was Pulp Fiction was on.
Oh, I love Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was Pump Friction.
No, Pulp Friction, maybe. Yeah. Pump Friction. That's like if you want to watch Saving Private Ryan, you'd get Saving Ryan's Privates.
Not as good a film at all. Way less. It's just basically a futon and a lady.
Doesn't have Spielberg's directorial mastery.
Yeah, nothing.
First 10 minutes.
No sweeping. No sweeping crane shots.
Right.
Just a lot of close-ups of what looks like it should be on a medical channel of some sort.
Based on a true story, a memoir by Norm.
Based on a true story.
Go out and check it out.
Memoir by Norm MACDONALD.
I thank you so much for coming, Norm. I know you're making a comeback.
Are we done?
Well, do you want to keep going?
They told me it was an hour.
Oh, is it? Okay, we'll keep going. No, he's giving me the wave here.
I
would
we're done.
Keep going.
Good Lord, I had no idea. Well, I think we should have something to wrap it up.
Sure. Well, tell me a great anecdote from the book that's something that can really sell it.
I'm trying to think of a sports joke.
Well, you've made a few.
Well, I'll tell you this. You want to know why?
Best
this is not a joke. This is not a joke.
Okay, fair.
But I used to be a very heavy sports gambler.
Well, now you're prognosticating on the Levitard show.
I am prognosticating on the Levitard show. Yes, I'm. What am I? 7-3 for the year.
That's awesome, man.
That make money. That pay the juice well, you know. And 7-3. Now listen to this. Professional football is the hardest sport to prognosticate. Baseball is the easiest. Now, why is what?
Well, baseball's the easiest because the starting pitcher, you just go.
No, baseball is the easiest because baseball is a game of streaks.
Okay, gotcha.
You think of Kirk Gibson hitting that home run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against the much better team.
Oakland A's, yep.
What game did he hit that home run in?
Hit it in game 1.
Game 1. He won the series in game 1.
That's true.
So it shows you the power of the streak.
Right.
The Boston Red Sox, down 3.
To the Yankees, yep.
They win 4 in a row. And then what happens?
And they win the World Series.
They win another 4 in a row, right? Because of the streak, the power of the streak.
Yeah.
So you hit a team when it's on a good streak or a bad streak, and you stay on them.
All right.
Stay on them. The reason professional football is so hard to bet is because the ball ain't round. Every other sport almost, the ball is round. A round golf ball in a round hole. You throw a round basketball into a round hoop. But a football is this odd shape. So if there's a fumble, that's anywhere, man.
Right.
And then there's this odd thing that's certainly against the rules. 30 guys jump on the football. Now, someone has that football at the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's being touched, so that should be his possession.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he's being punched in the testicles, you know, and his eyes are being gouged out, and someone grabs the football, someone else grabs the football, and finally they tear off the guy, and they go, look, the big giant guy has the football. What a coincidence. So,
there you have it. That's why football is so tough.
So don't bet football because the ball ain't round.
Thanks so much, Dorp. I appreciate it.
All right. This was beautiful, Adnan. Love you.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower.
The Bob Saget roast, another seminal moment in my life.
You were so funny.
I have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one. A well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. No, I think that that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face. How can you not get that?
So many people
Well, it's a
just
favor,
talked
yeah.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
So many people said they couldn't figure it out. That's it. How could they not figure
That's
it out?
what I
obvious.
think. I was like, it's all right if you don't like it, but don't think I'm mentally ill.
They were like, what is he doing? I don't know. He's telling old jokes.
NORM MACDONALD, God bless you. Watching your set was like watching Henry Fonda pick blueberries.
Why, I don't think there's a person in here that would not love to watch Henry Fonda pick blueberries. Well, it's time to do jokes.
This is where we put in a big thing, jokes.
Yeah. 2 businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yeah, so it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million.
Yeah.
are racist,
Oh
according
no, they're
to this.
fine, man.
Give me one that doesn't offend many people.
This is not topical. It's just about. It's as if, no, it's as if it's about your life. You know.
How come none of my friends ever have a dungeon? Instead, they all just have rape dungeons. So it's not a regular dungeon, is what you're saying.
Dungeon.
Thanks for again. The bus. I've never been thrown under an entire Trailways fleet. You asked me who was in the presence of
Dean Martin at Hamburger Hamlet.
You know everything about
That's what I
me.
meant. That's where I saw him. Was it Hamburger Hamlet?
Yeah, I didn't
That's where
know.
I saw him also.
We must have talked about it too.
I don't know. Well, he'd always be at Hamburger
And
Hamlet.
I walked in there and he had lost his son, and he was nice, and I just went,
I found your son. Bob was the first comedian that I ever saw perform when I was a boy, live, and I loved him. But one thing that bonds us as comedians is we're bitter and jealous, and we hate everyone else that has any success. But Bob, honestly, has never had an unkind word for anybody, and I love him, and I hope everybody else does, so I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thinking of Richard, thinking of Wayne, obviously, you know, Norm recently, it's like, I remember growing up and asking, I grew up Catholic, I asked the priest, I said, does God have a sense of humor? Because I had like jokes about like, you know, Catholicism and all that. Yeah. Of course God has a sense of humor. And like, in my mind, I'm like, if God really had a sense of humor, if a comic dies, they should be allowed from wherever they are to have one tweet or something a week that we all have access to, just waiting like, okay, I can't wait for that weekly tweet. What is it going to be? What's the topic?
I think of that with Norm a great deal because I think he, I really enjoyed listening to him.
Yeah.
Like just listening.
Did you gig with him quite a bit?
No, I only knew him. I knew him from just hanging out. He was a fun guy to listen to talk.
Right. I did a lot of gigs at the Factory with him. He had that era after SNL, and I was there, and he was always in his hockey shirt, and he's just kind, but one of those people that you popped in the room. You wanted to know what he was going to come up with.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard the funniest story. We can cut this from the podcast, so it'll just be between us. But I heard the funniest story years ago. So right around the time that MySpace, and stories about Norm, you just want to absorb them because they're always so funny. And as funny as he was on shows and stuff, he was just funny like that all the time, evidently, out in the world.
Yeah.
So he, years ago, when MySpace was a big deal, and you put all your money on it, I remember you sold your house and you put everything.
Do as I do.
Do as I do.
I'm sleeping in the alley tonight outside the theater.
So Conan parked my car when I got here. So MySpace was a big thing, and the first person to really monetize it or figure out a way to use it to benefit their career was the comedian Dane Cook, who's fine. I don't know the guy at all, and he's fine. But he had really kind of made a name for himself by getting followers on MySpace. So I remember Sudeikis told me that he was going up to 30 Rock one day to just rehearse on SNL or something, and he sees Norm downstairs, and Norm says, hey Jason, who's hosting the show this week there? And Sudeikis goes, it's Dane Cook. And Norm goes, oh yeah, that guy's a genius. And Sudeikis goes, oh yeah? And he goes, no, a computer genius. That's such a funny joke. That's so funny. He just...
There's two reasons guys will hang themselves from the neck. One is, like we said, to escape this worthless masquerade of a life we pretend we have. And the second reason we hang ourselves from the neck is to whack off. These guys,
I don't understand. It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a big fancy word, but it's a filthy thing. And this is my problem with it. The risk reward. It's not good. And I know the reward because I read about it. Like apparently by cutting off the oxygen or something like that, you increase your orgasm until it's 1.5 times as powerful as the one you had the Thursday before last. But is that really that important? I mean, we have a lot of things in this country. It's, you know, it's raining in the forest. There's all kinds of shit we have to think about. Let alone whacking off, that's our big problem. But the risk, good Lord.
I never open up about my own sexuality, but I will right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad at whacking off.
What? Bad at it?
Yeah.
How could you be mad at it?
I know. You would think it would be easy. It would be fortunate.
You cannot make yourself come?
Oh, I can, but at the wrong times. And I didn't even know about lotion.
Oh, till when?
Till somebody that was intimate with me said, "What are all those big red scabs on your cock?" And I was like, "That's from my fucking furious whacking off."
Well, when was this? How many years ago?
I used like gloves.
What kind of gloves?
Sandpaper. No, look, I'm not good at sex.
Yeah, no, at all.
No, nothing.
It doesn't interest you.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
you got to be interested in something. This is my move. First of all, I'm not good at getting ladies.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't care.
Yeah, so I'll try to. Like I try to make it fast. Like if I see a girl drinking at a bar, right? I'll go up behind her. I'll go. I can get us a bottle. And that doesn't work very often. But sometimes
you just want to
it
get
does.
right.
Yeah, I want to get right. Then I get the lady. I turn off all the lights in the room so it's pitch black, and then I lay down on top of her for 5-10 minutes. And I don't get a lot of return people.
Go well.
But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking.
My dad died, and my grandfather died, and my great grandfather died, and the guy before him, I don't know, probably died. I come from a long line of death. That's my point. That's my point.
Like I've noticed on your special, you do have a lot of bits that are very funny, but like very dark as far as the death and growing old and disease and things like that. One of the funniest goddamn things you were saying was, your odds of getting attacked by a terrorist are 1,000,000 but your heart attacking you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just somebody, your heart attacks you. The heart's not.
What are the odds of your heart attacking you?
Your
That was
heart
great.
attacking you.
I thought that was offensive.
It was very
well,
offensive.
the people who've had heart attacks, Carl, it's a good
very
point.
offensive.
Funny to us. It's too soon.
But like,
you think about it, what's the odds that a terrorist will attack and kill you? Almost zero, But what are the odds that you will be attacked and killed by your own heart?
Where is that? Like, where are you as far as that goes? Are you authentically petrified of the end or of falling apart? Which isn't.
I shouldn't think about it as much as I do.
You do? Do you lay there?
I go fucking. I get a lot of tests done.
Do you? Yeah,
like
make sure everything's cool. Your cholesterol.
This happened to me one time. Because, people say, "Oh, you're a hypochondriac and shit," but I'm like, no, fuck, that's not it. It's like the only chance you got is early detection. That's all you got. And so I used to go to the Mayo Clinic, in Rochester, Minnesota, every year, and I would have. This is what I would do, because I don't. This is what doctors do. They'll just fucking. You go, hey, I got a cough. That's probably a cold.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just brush everything off, especially if they know
that's
you're a
what they told
hypochondriac.
Jim Henson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So what I would do is I'd go to this is what happened to me. I went to Rochester Mayo Clinic,
and I would exaggerate all my symptoms. So I go to the stomach guy. He goes, "What do you got?" I go, "I fucking shitting blood. I'm coughing up blood." He goes, "Holy fuck!" So he'd give me a full thing. I wanted to make sure I got a full thing. So every fucking guy, blood was coming out of my nose and ears and asshole and everything. So anyways, just so I get a full, clean bill of health. So I did, and then that's when I'm most happy, is just when I'm walking out of that place.
Now, how long does that last?
Doesn't last long, because
Something can
obviously
pop up.
2 days later, the fucking thing can start. But then, a fucking 6 months later, I decided, I never had insurance before, so I decided to get like life insurance. Couldn't get it, right? And so I fucking said, why the fuck can't I get, nobody will accept me for life insurance. Anyway, it turns out that the life insurance people are privy to all the doctor's notes.
Oh, so you were
they
saying...
got the doctor's notes. Even though I had a clean bill of health, they go, this guy's shitting blood, fucking blood everywhere, you know.
I can insure this motherfucker.
Yeah. So they said he must have some unknown disease.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So it took me a long time, and then finally I had to get that fucking Ed McMahon life insurance. Those guys are like, hey, man, will nobody fucking give you life insurance on account of you're fucking old and sick and going to die? Here, we'll give it to you, $1 a month.
If you're 65 or older, you can get term life insurance.
Yeah.
And then it says doesn't kick in for 3 years, premiums, you know. And
plus, imagine if you're the fucking guy that's asked to do that commercial.
And it's like, and no medical tests. We won't ask any medical questions.
Imagine you're an actor, like you're fucking like Robert Wagner, and you know that's you know, like, hey man, do you think about death every fucking day like me? Did you never fucking think of taking care of your family at any point?
Until right now when you're on your deathbed?
Until now?
Holy shit, man. Yeah, I did notice during the special there were a lot of those things, but you make them fun. It's very rare that you could use the word cancer in a bit and actually make it funny.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure if the cancer dies, I mean, if you die, the cancer also dies at exactly the same time. So that, to me, is not a loss, that's a draw. That's a, you know what I mean?
It was just, yeah. No, I'm not like, that's not what I talk about in stand-up. That was just a certain period of time.
No, that's
when
what I
was
mean. You know, it's
thinking about shit like that.
Do you? I noticed because I'm very bad with me being alone with my own thoughts at night. A lot of times, if I'm just in a quiet room without the TV on, like I'll just think too much to go to sleep.
Yes.
And it could be anything. It could be like, oh, there's a kind of a program I want to maybe work on tomorrow on the computer.
Yeah.
Or it could be, hey, I wonder when I'll die.
Yeah.
You know, and that. So I like having the TV on just for that. Are you good with your own thoughts, just laying there in the quiet?
I'm no good.
No?
I try to, because you know, you try something to get off the whatever the fuck you'd use to quiet your mind. You know,
yeah.
Whether it's booze or whatever the fuck, pills, whatever it is. But I try meditation, try that, you know. To me, it worked the opposite. Like I'm sitting in a room of people, they go, just close your eyes. They go, thoughts will happen. No fucking kidding. Racing, hellish thoughts, you know? And then the guy's like, just let them go. I'm like, ah. And then you open your eyes, you look at some other fuckers right beside you. Yeah. And I tried it 3 times. I could never get to any place of quiet.
No, I need a lot of distractions, and I could still operate and work. Like I could make myself, you know, go to sleep, or if I'm working on a computer or something, I'm good with the TV on or something like that.
Yeah.
But I need this constant little distraction, because if you're just left alone to your own devices, your thoughts will turn horrid.
I stumped a fucking psychiatrist once. I said to the guy, because I was fucking gambling all the time, shit, right? I had a gambling addiction. I'm over it now, but shit. But he said...
I bet you're not.
That's a good one. He almost lost everything.
Oh, shit.
You haven't met Chip.
Yes, Chip Chipperson is very funny.
But he said, the psychiatrist, he said, you're using gambling, you're fixating on gambling in order to escape your real thoughts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, isn't that why you do everything in life? And literally, I stumped him.
He had no answer.
He was like, And then he recovered and tried to make it. But isn't that why you do everything?
Yes.
So you're not sitting at home
just thinking
about
what was
what's
your
really going to happen to us?
where it all ends?
Norm, are you in therapy at all?
No.
Really?
Psychotherapy?
Yeah. Have you ever sat with a therapist and?
No, I don't believe in psychotherapy.
You don't?
No.
Really? Why is that?
Because I've read psychotherapists.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with their.
Do you do your own psychoanalysis? Do you?
I have
spend
my
a lot
own
of time,
beliefs.
Right. But do you spend a lot of time in sort of self-reflection and?
Yes,
Do you?
I ruminate.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a theory that that people are in deep denial of death.
Right.
And I'm not.
You know you don't want to.
No, I think most people don't think they're going to die.
Well, yeah, you know it's funny that you say that because just even in the last week I'm like nobody really thinks they're going to die.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get your head around it because you're so busy living.
Right.
You're
It's
like,
almost
that's not gonna happen
impossible to
me.
comprehend.
Right.
And everything you see is living. Even if someone else dies, it's always a shock because they've always been alive. Yeah. So it's very hard. It is a hard thing to wrap your mind around. I'll be doing a lot of this at Cobb's Comedy Club.
You say I don't listen. I tell you I try. And we both got our own problems. But I still try to make you tired.
Haunts me.
Because the thought of not existing, it's like, what the new thing they call it is? Dirt nap.
Good God, Larry.
That's what they call it, a dirt nap.
You would not say that on Hulu.
No, I wouldn't say it, but I'd say it here.
When I die, I want my body donated to science. But more specifically, a scientist who is working on bringing dead guys back to life.
Oh, is that funny at all? That's just a statement.
Can I calm your fears about death?
Yeah, please.
Be
serious. Are you being serious?
I'm being completely serious. Because I used to be, as he knows, obsessed with it. And I would ruminate it all night on it. And then I came to a realization that you and death will never intersect. As long as you're here, death is not. As long as death is there, you are not.
Yeah, but since you know it's coming.
Don't you want to live forever?
You bet.
Don't you want to cross that river?
Yeah, I want to.
Don't you want to kiss tomorrow now?
Do you believe you go somewhere?
Sure.
Where do you go?
Well, first they put you in a big black car. And by golly, everybody's dressed in their best Sunday go-to-meeting clothes. It's good to be alive, you know what I mean, isn't it? That's what I say. That's what I like.
One quick Mitch Hedberg story. So I opened up for Mitch Hedberg like 22 years ago. And he comes up to me after the show and he goes, "Hey, Artie, man, you're a fat guy." I go, that's what he said. I go, I could lose a couple, but what are you talking about? He goes, "I wrote a joke that I can't do because I'm not fat, but I'll give it to you." I go, all right. He goes, "You know when you're a kid and they tell you to wait a half an hour after you eat before you go swimming?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You should say you've never been swimming because it's never been more than a half an hour since you last ate." And I go, "That's a great joke. Can I can have that joke?" He goes, "Yeah." So then he comes back and he was smoking a lot of weed. So he comes back totally serious. He goes, "Hey man, you're right. That is a good joke. I'll make you a deal. If I gain like 100 pounds before you do that on TV, I get the joke." I'm like, all right, whatever. So cut to like a month later. I'm with Norm MacDonald having dinner with people. And Norm does that joke about me. He goes, "Hey man, it's Artie's never been swimming. It's never more than a half an hour since he last ate." I'm like, "Where the fuck did you hear that joke?" He goes, "I heard a fat guy do it at the Comedy Store." I go, "Really?" So I see Mitch 2 weeks later. I go, "Mitch, what the fuck, bro? You gave me that joke. Norm said he saw a fat guy do it at the Comedy Store." So he's all fucked up and he goes, "Hey, Artie, man, listen, I'm sorry. I get fucked up a lot. I forget shit. I probably gave that to a lot of fat guys."
Homework liker, who is becoming my new best friend,
yes,
says Norm carries 46 clubs in his bag. Yeah, club sandwiches.
I do like a club sandwich.
That's not an insult. That's harmless joshing.
I do like a club sandwich.
Mitch Hedberg had a great run.
Oh yes, what was it?
Like, what do you have to
to join the club?
Yeah, do you have to join? What I don't even would never.
dare. Okay.
Do you like sandwiches that have a toothpick in them?
Okay.
With green and red cellophane? I do too. Perhaps we should begin a club. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I order the club sandwich all the time, and I'm not even a member, man. I don't know how I get away with it. I like my sandwiches with 3 pieces of bread. So do I. Well, let's form a club. Okay. But we need some more stipulations. Yes, we do. Instead of cutting the sandwich once, let's cut it again. Yeah, 4 triangles. Yeah, and in the middle, we shall dump chips. Let me ask you a question. How you feel about frilly toothpicks? I'm for them. Well, this club is formed then. I like to take a toothpick and throw it in the forest and say, you're home.
And he had a golf joke.
He did? That's good.
He said, when I'm golfing, I never say 4. I can't think of it in time because I'm busy saying, no way it's going to hit those guys.
I play golf. I'm not good at golf. I never got good. I never got a hole-in-one, but I did hit a guy, and that's way more satisfying. You're supposed to yell 4, but I was too busy mumbling, there ain't no way that's gonna hit him. You know, when it comes to racism, people say, I don't care if they're black, white, purple, or green. Oh, hold on now. Purple or green, you gotta draw the line somewhere. To hell with purple people. Unless they're suffocating. Then help them.
And I know people, you know, hate people for all kinds of reasons, you know. Some people hate people because they're a different color, black or white or something like that. I don't care if a guy's black, what. Hey, let me tell you something. I got a thing I realized. You know when a guy's racist is when he goes, if he says something like this. He goes, I don't care if a guy's black or white or brown, yellow, blue, green, or anything. You're like, what the fuck is green? I don't care if a guy's purple. Any of those goddamn non-human colors, they're all the same to me. Purple, black, same thing to me. If the guy's a black guy or a purple guy, I treat him the same. Isn't a purple guy? That's a fucking monster from outer space. Who the hell likes those guys? You gotta kill those guys, right?
We all love Norm, and at this OJ situation on Update, that people have asked me, was Norm leaving? Was it a direct result? Because I think you were writing for Update with him, right?
He was kind of the producer and co-writer with Norm.
Yeah, you guys were like locked in a room doing it. That was all you guys.
Yeah, Norm on Update was one of my successful projects at the show. Was one that it was entirely he was my candidate in a very crowded field, because the network had determined that they were not going to give Kevin another chance. I personally thought Kevin Nealon had been doing Update from the time Dennis left. And I personally, Neil Nisi Bonham about, the dead, but Herb Sargent was not doing Kevin any favors the way he was running Update. And it was hard to sort of to get help to Kevin because,
it had to go through Herb.
It had to go through Herb, and Herb was sort of like ran interference and wouldn't notes get through and everything. So
he didn't love my Update pieces either.
I felt like the second week I met Norm that he would be a perfect guy if Kevin, left the show or anything. And so when the network announced, it was Ohlmeyer going, no, Nealon's out. He's dead. He's gone. Forget about it. Not happening. So that started this thing where there were several different candidates, but Norm was my guy. And it's sort of, he wasn't initially the favorite, but he sort of survived. So as far as the OJ stuff is concerned, that, if you remember, the murders by persons as yet unknown happened in June of 1994, which is when we were having this meeting out in LA, which, by the way, ended. I was summoned out for the first time to have a notes meeting with, as head writer / producer of the show. And Lauren and I were out there at the NBC headquarters, and it was Don Ohlmeyer and Rick Ludwin and Warren Littlefield. I think Bernie Brillstein was in the meeting, I'm pretty sure. And so they were, and Ohlmeyer, they were very unhappy with the show because the ratings had dropped. And I thought we were on like a sugar high the year before that in 92, 93 from the Wayne's World movie, that so was bound to come down. And we had the debates and stuff. And so the ratings dropped, albeit to a rating number that they would die for today.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they were giving us their notes on what they didn't like and everything. And I had gone there. My marriage was falling apart because of the time at the show and stuff. And so I was sort of feeling like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So my attitude was, I'm not going to do anything to save my job. I'm not going to beg or plead or agree to I'm going to just tell them what I think. And if they don't like it, it's just as 6 of 1 to me if I get fired or not. And in the end, that sort of backfired because I heard later, like, Ohlmeyer was impressed by your moxie. He did, which is not the intention. But anyway, so they were talking about Update, and they just said, and Kevin had to go. I would never have I love Kevin. I still love him.
He's unreal.
He was a great favorite with the writers. Yeah.
And you could have helped Kevin.
I could have. I thought if they had been willing to keep Kevin, but get rid of Herb, I think that we could have turned that thing around. But anyway, that was not the option available. So anyway, but the meeting ended only because visiting hours were starting at LA County, and Ohlmeyer had to go visit OJ.
Wow.
That's why that meeting ended finally, mercifully. And so then when the fall came, there's a whole other story with how Norm came to be the guy, but Norm is doing Update. And I told him at the beginning, I said, look, I don't mean anything, nothing about her, but attempts have been made in the past to help people doing Update, and that her blocked all efforts because he got, was threatened and territorial and everything. And so I told Norm, like, look, we're not going to fuck around. We're not going to let Herb do to you what he did to Kevin. And so you can have your Herb meeting, but you got to have a later one with me, because I'm not fucking around this time. It's too important. And Norm said, yeah, that sounds great. So what would happen is we first of all opened the piece up for the first time to lots and lots of writers. So you suddenly got a lot more writers contributing. Yeah. And then we would just overrule decisions that Herb made I never even had a conversation with Herb about it. So to answer your original question, the way Norm came to be fired was we just did the OJ jokes because they were funny. It wasn't, none of us had a hard on for OJ or anything, but it was.
He was in the news every fucking day too. Like you can't avoid it.
Yeah. And so luckily the timing couldn't have been better. The trial opened just before we went on the air. And then the very next year, the fall of 95, the openings, the week of the first show, the verdict came back. And so, but anyway, he just, every week I would hear occasionally from Lauren, and I knew it was Ohlmeyer calling him to complain, but it was Lauren would go like, how is it that you and Norm seem to be the only people absolutely convinced of OJ's guilt? And I would go like, Lauren, come on. I think it's hurting us with black audience. And I said, first of all, we have no black audience.
The glove was very small.
And second, I think it could only help us because black people know that OJ did it. Come on. And so anyway, finally, we did the first season of Update, which was 94, 95. That was the trial. The second season, 95, 96 of Norm's Update, that was the aftermath of the trial and the civil trial, right? And then we threw in the 96, 97, the third season, just for shits and grins. We continued to do it. So we did, I'm sure we did an OJ joke, at least one OJ joke every
show,
from 94, 95, and 96. And then finally, the fall of 97, that was Norm's fourth season and the season we were fired. Fall 97.
Package deal.
There was nothing to do. There was nothing to do about OJ. It would have felt like
you feel it's overkill.
Well, no, that part
that's
we
Lauren.
liked. We liked the overkill. We always said,
of course.
In fact, I heard this quote much later, but I wish I'd known it. Joseph Stalin, someone comedy people don't normally quote, but Joseph Stalin said, "Quantity has a quality all its own."
That was like the David Hasselhoff jokes too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we love, and let me just finish. So we opened that season, the fall 97, right? Spring 98. We didn't do any OJ jokes. We didn't do any OJ jokes for the first 8 shows.
Wow.
And then the Christmas, it was a long stretch of it was like the bombardment has stopped. And then suddenly, I think they stopped. They have stopped. It's peace in the valley. And then on the 8th show, we did 2 OJ jokes because there was the one thing about Latrell Sprewell. Remember, he was playing for the Knicks and he went nuts in a practice.
He choked the coach.
PJ Carlissimo.
Oh, choked. Yeah.
So we did a joke about Johnny, and he hired Johnny Cochran as his attorney. And so we did a joke about it, and Cochran has vowed to find the real choker. And then there was OJ. If you remember this one, OJ was in a restaurant in Brentwood, and his presence was bothering some of the other patrons. So the manager of the restaurant said, "Mr. Simpson, some of our customers have they're concerned, and we were wondering if you wouldn't mind leaving." And so OJ sued the restaurant, but got something like $300, like a free dinner or something. So we did. Our joke was, in addition, the restaurant must now set up individual or separate murderer and non-murderer sections.
I know.
And so.
Well, this week, after a Los Angeles restaurant refused to seat him, O.J. Simpson demanded and got $500 in compensation. In addition, the restaurant must now offer separate murderer and non-murderer sections.
OJ. So anyway, so we did that. That was the Saturday show. A couple of days later, I'm in New Canaan visiting my little son. And the first thing I see is the sound was off on the TV and he's sitting in his high chair and he was like, 2 years old, I guess. And so he looks up at the thing and there's Chris Farley, but with the sound off, he didn't know exactly what it was. He starts laughing hysterically just at the sight of Chris Farley. And then the phone rings and it's Mike Shoemaker from the show, who's a producer at the show. And he says, a couple things. Chris Farley's dead and you and Norm were fired.
Wow.
And so apparently, and later, guess what? It was like 3 years later, Norm told me, and he had never said this to me, because if it were our positions were reversed, I would have said it right away. He said, they told me like it wasn't, that they were only firing you, that I was welcome to stay. And I said, I won't do it without Downey. And so they said, okay, motherfucker, be our guest. So that's how Norm came to be fired. He went out of solidarity with me. So
well, I think it's probably smart because you made it. You guys together were really good. It probably would have.
He would have been.
He's
fine
great,
but
me, you're great, right?
It's the rules. It's how to capture a man's heart, and it's for women. And it says all these rules that you have to follow, and you will capture a man's heart. And the rule number 1 have huge breasts. Yeah, that guy likes it. Yeah, because apparently men love women with huge breasts.
They do. They like that.
That's what they say. Not this character over here, Andy. Newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. Pop singer Madonna was outraged this week when a tabloid photographer snapped her picture while she was breastfeeding her new baby. Apparently, the baby was blocking her nipple. Connecticut legislatures are about to pass a law that would make it illegal to prohibit breastfeeding in public. Then, hopefully, these legislatures will also change the fascist law that the person being breastfed in public has to be a baby. Michael Jackson has reportedly stepped right into his new role as a dad, spending many hours a day with his newborn son, doing the changing, the burping, even the breastfeeding. So, it's nice when a fella does that. Asked recently what will set his new Batman film apart from its predecessors, Batman and Robin director Joel Schumacher said, quote, "In this one, all the costumes will have nipples." Note to self, do not watch the next Batman and Robin. Well, Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood hit the newsstands this month. In an odd bit of ranking, Demi Moore was ranked number 28, while her breasts were ranked 20 and 21. So, in an interview out this week, Demi Moore says she would like to have another baby, this time a boy, to go along with her 3 daughters and 2 huge breasts. Demi Moore is wrapped filming on G.I. Jane, in which she plays a Navy SEAL combat officer. Moore says that in contrast to other Hollywood portrayals of women in the military, her character will have giant breasts. Actor Bruce Willis is filming his next movie, The Broadway Brawler, in Wilmington, Delaware. Meanwhile, his wife, Demi Moore, is taking a break from movie work, saying she wants to spend more time with her huge breasts.
Connected to our senses. Found a way to let you share.
Who do you think is attractive?
I like Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh,
come on.
You're full.
You don't like her?
Come on.
You don't like Anna Nicole Smith?
Come on, she's gotten heavy. He's putting me on.
No, I'm not.
I
saw a picture of her recently where she was really, really fat, where she didn't look good.
Right, but you're talking about years ago when she was thin. Oh, okay.
Not that long ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So you like big breasts?
Yeah, I like big breasts.
Does your wife have big breasts?
She has normal size
What,
breasts.
C cups?
I don't know. I hear you talking about those. I don't follow those.
You're in bad shape. Do you like Sally Struthers too?
Oh,
I did.
You
yeah.
did, right? Yeah, that's your type.
Oh my
like
God,
blonde
I
and
love
buxom.
Sally Struthers.
Not anymore though.
What?
Well,
What?
you don't like her anymore.
No, I don't like her with the flies around her.
It's kind of a turn off.
This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that be? PLO leader Yasser Arafat announced this week that his wife is pregnant. The happy couple said they really don't care if the child is a boy or a girl, just as long as it hates Jews. The United Paramount Network's new show Star Trek Voyager finished in first place Monday night with a 14.7 rating. For those of you who don't know, one rating point is equal to 950,000 nerds. Well, there's good news this week from strife-torn Ireland, where a historic peace agreement has just been signed. Gee, I wonder if anyone will celebrate by drinking. Angry over the Atlanta Braves and Cleveland Indians' use of Indian caricatures as logos, Native Americans showed up at the World Series tonight. They chanted for hours to protest Indian stereotypes, though it didn't help their cause any when it started to rain. In Nashua, New Hampshire this week, a high school student, Chris Connolly, while attempting to dunk a basketball, lost his balance, crashed down on the rim, and shattered 2 front teeth. Gee, I wonder if by some crazy chance Chris is white. Well, if I can be allowed a personal opinion, you know, I think Harrison Ford's new mustache works. And by works, I mean looks really gay. Well, this week, world chess champion Garry Kasparov defeated an IBM computer in their 6-game chess series. Experts are calling the encounter between chess wizard and supercomputer historic, because, for the first time ever, it brought together both geeks and nerds. In honor of this year's Academy Awards, Carnival Airlines is offering anyone named Oscar a free flight to or from Los Angeles. The airline had tried a similar promotion in the past for the Tony Awards, but according to airline spokesmen, they found that their planes were packed with too many, quote, greasy Italians. Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. In overseas news, an attempt to lift the ban on gays serving in the British Armed Forces has been defeated in Parliament. This raises a difficult legal question. How do you exactly tell if a British guy is gay? In Bridgeport, Connecticut, the Staticoti Indian tribe is seeking recognition by the Bureau of Indian Affairs in order to open either a manufacturing company or a casino. I wonder which one they'll choose. Manufacturing company or the casino. Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Xiao Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech. In Michigan, State Historical Commission officials say they will not interfere with the building of a new major sports stadium, even if construction unearths historical artifacts. However, state Indian Affairs officials say that if relics from a Native American tribe are found, they would like to have the land set aside and designated as a sacred tribal burial ground / giant casino. According to the U.S. Bureau of the Census, California's population is expected to grow nearly 18 million by the year 2025. Also by the year 2025, it will be much easier to find a vacant apartment in Mexico. According to a new survey by the Women's Vote Project, women would be more likely to vote if they could send in ballots by mail or if polls were open longer. Also, more women would vote if you were permitted to bake your vote. They like to bake. Finally, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive. 4 Wisconsin men have been charged with felony hate crimes after burning a man's buggy simply because he was Amish. If convicted, the men face up to 25 years in prison. But furious Amish leaders say that is not enough. They want the dunking wheel. On Wednesday, NASA launched the Space Shuttle Columbia on its 87th voyage. This trip by the shuttle will feature the first spacewalk ever by a Japanese astronaut who will get to take in the unique perspective of Earth from space. Gee, I wonder if there's any chance he'll take a picture. This week, computer hackers broke into Yahoo, the internet's most popular website, and vowed to unleash a crippling computer virus if a fellow hacker is not released from prison. Experts warn that catching these cyber terrorists will not be an easy task and may require the cooperation of both nerds and geeks. Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. I'm thankful for women.
Oh, there you go.
Greatest creatures on earth.
That's all right. We'll get behind that one.
I think women are more intelligent than men. Also, Conan, without women, there would be no cookies.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
This is a meta joke. Have you aware of these meta jokes?
How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
2. One to do it and the other guy to go, how long's he been up there?
I like that.
On stage.
Yeah, because they was going, how long?
Like, how long?
Oh, that's a good one. That's Polish people. I remember the Poland. Do you remember they were trying to had something? They were trying to land on the sun.
Oh.
I was going to say that the Polish government did actually try to land on the sun back in the.
No, they didn't.
Yes, and they were ridiculed for it because they said you'll burn up when you come anywhere near. They said we're going at night.
Who?
Now.
Oh.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like
Attitude. You have to say this with attitude. So you have to read ahead and use your acting skills. I liked you in She-Devil.
Thank you. A study has found that men are just as likely as women to spread gossip. At least that's what I heard Rick tell Brad, who, by the way, has a crush on Patty.
Oh, does she?
All the racial things against Asians? Yeah, can you tell me them?
Well,
I love when the
Guy
people do that.
Aoki got mad at me one time.
Why?
He's the head of the guys that get defended in terms
So just
of
tell me something.
Well, he knows them the best.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
What about this?
Yeah,
I call it the G word. The G word.
Do you know the G one?
Oh, gook? Yes.
Well, you just said that like it came out so naturally.
Oh no, you're right about
you just said it just like secondhand.
I thought it was a term. I thought it was a term of endearment.
It's not. But can I tell you guys?
Well,
can I tell you guys
yeah,
where?
You think that's like a fucking handshake?
Tell me some of the Asian things that
Look at what you would call a guy.
Small penis?
No,
like
names.
names, yeah.
Oh, well, yellow, yeah.
Yellow?
Man.
That's just what
Yellow,
you
no, yellow
said.
man, that's what you said.
Guy
You made that
makes
up.
them
Oh,
up.
no,
Hey, yellow man, get out of my bar. I've never heard that.
No, that was just
Guy
my
runs
favorite.
out of the old one, so he has to make up a new one. Come on.
Yellow.
No,
Ladder.
I don't drink. Every day I meet somebody new, you know. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy, he just moved in, you know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
Yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says,
That's a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says to the guy, he says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married. I said, yes, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science. Yeah.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of Scylla something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example.
Yeah.
So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays. Texaco Oil, reeling from the public outcry over racist remarks made by some of its top executives at a tape-recorded meeting, today announced a dramatic change in company policy. No more tape-recorded meetings. 4 Wisconsin men have been charged with felony hate crimes after burning a man's buggy simply because he was Amish. If convicted, the men face up to 25 years in prison. But furious Amish leaders say that is not enough. They want the dunking wheel. In the course of his summation, Cochran also brought up Detective Mark Furman, calling him a, quote, genocidal racist, and comparing him to Adolf Hitler. Furman later responded, after all the things he said about me during this trial, it's a little late to start sucking up now. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan has accused the National Park System of racism, claiming the agency deliberately undercounted the number of participants at his Million Man March. A spokesman for the Park Service denies the charge, saying, quote, our estimate is based on state-of-the-art aerial photography. We stand by our number. Heil Hitler. Last week, as Pat Buchanan announced his decision to run for president, several people jumped on stage chanting, Buchanan is a racist. As security began to wrestle them from the stage, Buchanan stopped them and said, let them continue, that's my slogan.
Now, what do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, to me that sounds racist. But like you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be as... You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where's he go from that?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but you have to, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I don't know.
All right, Norm, I'm going to put some oxygen on my face here and recover. You're going to be on every Friday now?
Yeah, that'll be fun, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll be like your Pete Barbuti.
No, stop. Chuck Mangione references be far behind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Storm and Norman. We'll talk at you down the road. This is the Dennis Miller Show.
Having less money or having or not having less money is not a product of your nature. It's that you don't have the money because the white people don't give you the money.
It's actually supportive of black people to say that, actually.
707
Of course
says...
I'm supportive of black people. I'm in
Wow.
a room of
You're saying
racists.
that to have justice,
Oh
we should
my
all
God!
have equal,
The 415. Do you want to keep him for the next segment? At this point, I'm not sure. I'm finding Norm to be somewhat on the offensive side.
You know what, though? I love that he's saying all this stuff and then looks over with a big smile.
I know,
and
big smile. He's like, oh man, they're gonna talk about this all day.
Well, I didn't know that everyone. I thought San Francisco was a little more open than.
No, San Francisco actually
they're racist.
Isn't. No, they're not racist.
But you gained a lot of weight, so did you.
I gained 45 pounds.
I was going to say something, actually.
Why?
Well, I thought you'd been gaining some weight.
Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
No, I am. I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
you're sweating
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
what?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
a whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats because
sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just.
That's racist.
Are you familiar with the Tinder app?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I'm on there.
God, look at you.
Huh?
I like when he goes,
Are
you familiar with the Tinder app? It's like Ted Levine.
Everybody says that. I do. I sound a lot like Buffalo Bill.
Your name is?
Oh, Jack Gordon.
Mr. Gordon. Good. Well, Frederica used to work for Mrs. Lippman. Did you know her?
No, Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
I'm on there. I matched with this one girl. She's like young and very attractive.
I'm a 4 too.
We start talking. She's texting me at like 4 a.m. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm bored and I wish I had some weed. You want to come over? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's sending pictures of her. Oh, maybe we'll have fun. And I'm like, so at this point,
what were the pictures?
It was like her bent over with no, clothes on and stuff. And I'm like, but at this point, my cock's making the decisions. Anyway.
Tell me.
And so I call my friend, and then she's like, yeah, just can you bring a C note? I have a roommate that sells $100 bill, and we'll go get some weed, and you can come. And I'm like, yeah, am I getting mugged? I called my friend. He said, put the phone number into Facebook, and you can see who the person is.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so I put the phone number into Facebook, and the profile comes up. It's this black guy in a ski mask in all the pictures.
It doesn't matter what race he was.
So
As a matter of fact, I don't know how he knew he was black. He was wearing a ski mask.
Well, you could tell. So I head over there. No, I know. You can tell.
I know.
No,
I've never heard his view on African Americans until this very show. That's interesting that you got that out of him.
Plenty of black friends.
Plenty of black friends.
Dated a black woman for months. No, I'm not a racist.
If you're a racist,
oh yes,
it's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't work.
Well, Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation?
He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
$10 billion.
No, but a serious question now.
Yes.
If a man has a job and he is a racist, should the job be taken away from him?
No.
Okay.
But his fellows should.
Good news for him.
Yeah.
Not a racist.
Here's actually a joke about Donald Sterling.
Oh, good. All the charities that Donald Sterling donated millions of dollars to are giving the money back to him. Well, that'll show him. It's not bad.
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yes, it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million
Yeah.
are racist, according
they're
to this.
fine, man.
Do you have any other color jokes? I mean, he's just blue and yellow.
Did you just say, do we have any other colored jokes?
I knew you were going to say that.
Fucking Jimmy the Greek over here. I don't want to.
Jimmy the Greek.
How about Jimmy the Greek gets kicked out for being a racist? Meanwhile, they call him the Greek. On TV. Jim's.
This is what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me his abacus
I wanna do
yesterday.
this. Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
That was kind of
What are you,
racist.
Mickey Rooney?
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have a
but
little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing like you just did in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
If you don't stop with that pornographer, right this minute, I'm going to go to the police department.
You know what I read today?
Yeah,
in the
what?
Inquirer, that
What?
Michael Richards was attacked at that pink yogurt place.
Oh, he was attacked?
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing that's sort of scary is, first of all, Mel Gibson has a career that he could hurt. Michael Richards doesn't really.
Wait a minute, Norm. I believe Super Dave was going to tell a joke there. I'm kind of.
I'm sorry. I thought it was really
No. What it seemed to me that he was going to say something because he wasn't being serious. And then you said some. Super Dave, was there a joke there?
No, Norm. No. I was telling the truth.
Okay.
That I read where he got these punk kids ran at him and slammed his car and everything, tried to turn it over, and he ran away.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd be very frightened because, like Mel Gibson, if you make fun of Jewish people, then it's not like you're in danger. But
What?
If you're driving
What did you
around,
say?
You heard him.
Oh. Hey, here's the thing, and I'm going to say it again.
Here's a very funny thing that happened. Marlon Brando, remember, said that Hollywood ran, the Jewish people ran Hollywood.
That's right.
Yeah, but Marlon Brando.
And then he had to apologize.
Marlon Brando
and they let him work.
Say anything. Marlon Brando lived.
Well, listen to Norm MacDonald and Super Dave argue about the
Marlon
Jews.
Brando lived behind a cardboard cutout.
What?
He lived behind a cardboard cutout. He was 900 pounds, so he could basically say anything.
No, but don't you think Michael Richards would be kind of in peril? And
Well, but I don't think he had a career.
no, I'm saying just physically.
Hey, did you cut us off?
I didn't.
Are we just talking?
Yeah, you guys.
We're not even on the radio.
You haven't been on for the last hour, but that's great.
That's so great. I haven't talked to Norm in about 3 weeks.
Jonathan, don't you
don't
think
have
that Michael Richards may have his life sort of in danger?
Yes.
No, I would move to either Tucson or Idaho.
Yeah, or Wisconsin.
Why, is Wisconsin good too?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You mean like just a shack in the woods with some...
Or Boston. He could move to Boston.
Yeah. Stay hard.
Yeah. Wait a second.
No, wait.
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
Oh, that's great.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, tell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why,
Wow.
that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you want to broadcasting in stereotypes. 97.9
I'll tell you what,
FM.
let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo parlor.
No, but you chose an African American.
Well, but Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And she says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. She comes home. Bob Hope comes home. She bends over, pulls her pants down, and he faints.
Now, Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah, I know.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. If he struggles a lifetime of a rope. If he smells a bit, wash him down with soap. Just bring me the body of the great Bob Hope.
Bring Me the Body of the Great Bob Hope, another song by Super Dave Osborne and Norm MacDonald. They've collaborated together on a great new CD, Music from Dead People. Want to hear
Guy
something?
comes home with a duck under his arm.
Oh, shut
Wife
up.
opens the door.
Yeah.
She says, "Where the hell have you been?" He says, "This is the pig I've been screwing." She said, "It's not a pig, it's a duck." He said, "I'm not talking to you."
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Super Dave, Norm MacDonald.
Why did you make her African American in that joke?
Yeah, why did you say? You heard him because you're racist. He said you're racist. He said, why did you make that African American in your joke? That's what you like to do, don't you? Super Dave.
Hey, don't you feel sorry for Michael Richards, really, though?
All right, goodbye.
If you were Michael Richards and you were in that situation and
That word.
you said those things, what would you have done next?
Well, I think what he did was panic and start pretending it was Lenny Bruce. Like, because he said that word and everything, and then he said, that word, it still has power.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did this.
But no, I mean after the incident itself.
Oh, I would move to Idaho. Ketchum, Idaho.
Okay.
The only people nowadays can afford live-in help are rich people and Jews.
Not all Jewish people are rich.
I never knew one that wasn't.
Do you know that in many countries, England, for instance, there is a law that says whatever two consenting adults do in private is their own business?
Listen, this ain't England. We threw England out of here a long time ago. We don't want no more part of England. And for your information, England is a fag country.
What?
I think that, if God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. Well, look what he's done. He put you over in Africa. He put the rest of us in all the white countries.
I think most of the audience was laughing with Archie Bunker. Of course. A lot of people were laughing with Rob Reiner, the liberals and the conservatives. Yeah, Archie, you tell them.
Well, I think if you were neutral, you would agree with Archie because he was the funnier guy, the lovable guy, and he usually won the argument.
Yeah, and Rob had the beard.
And he was strident.
Yes.
Or maybe we're just racist.
Anthony Jeselnik, are you going to be live tweeting Last Comic Standing Wednesday at 10 p.m.? You have to now.
Oh, I do. I think I keep thinking that NBC is going to tell me to stop, and they won't.
Is that an assumption that you're just not going to be asked back?
Because they're like, oh, we love you, did a great job, but they just had to cut so much of my stuff that I don't know if I would. If I could maybe go back, but I would just be smarter about it. I would just know. Like, my biggest interest was just riffing with Norm. So I wish I hadn't written so many jokes that they were just going to cut all of them and just been kind of loose and screwed around more.
Yeah, it's all for time. It's really amazing. Anytime you record anything for television, you record 2 hours for a half hour, and it all just winds up.
Oh, these were like 5-hour tapings. So 100 comics, and most of them you don't even see. There are people who get past the first round who they cut out entirely, just for time. Like, it's weird how they have to do it. I just assumed that they would ignore all the comics and be like, we've got this great show with Anthony and Norm, like, getting into fights. Let's show that. Nah,
spin-off.
I thought that would have been amazing, but
I think America thinks that would be amazing too.
I see tweets like that like, you guys should have like a sitcom together.
I don't know how he didn't get one of those desks. Ferguson, Letterman, like, how did Norm MacDonald not wind up behind one? He
almost like followed Conan. I think at one point they weren't going to have him do an after show after Conan. Wow. I run into Norm. We're doing press like to promote the show. We're doing Larry King together. And Norm and I love Norm, but we kind of fought for the first couple episodes. Like, it was uncomfortable, and then we figured out how to work together. And
what are you fighting about?
Just like who's going to be the funny one? It's just two alpha males. Where he would make a joke and the audience would get mad at him. So I would make fun of him to get the crowd back, and he doesn't appreciate that. So we're like figuring it out.
If I go to the ATM machine at night and it's like a white lady getting money out her account, I won't get out my car.
When you were at the ATM machine, you were no longer a black guy. You were a human being.
That was great. Almost racist, but then you got it right under the bar, Norm. That's why I love you. Keep it going for DC Urban, everybody. Great job, DC. And so we're backstage at Larry King, and he's like, I don't know how to promote this thing. I don't know what to talk about. So when I talk about these comics, and I go, no, let's do this. Let's say that we had this horrible rivalry, and that we hate each other, and just talk trash about like things we would do to each other backstage, and like all these, how much we hate each other. He goes, that's great. Let's do that. That's really funny. And I'm like, all right, great. So I go around for weeks, and I'm just throwing Norm under the bus, talking about how much I hated him and what an awful person he is. And Norm has completely forgotten that we've made this deal. Norm is just talking about how nice I am and how funny I am everywhere we go. And he still hasn't brought it up to me, but I can't think he's happy. I can't think he's happy that I'm just...
Regarding Norm, you know, both of you guys have definitely different styles, but both of you, I think, have a real cerebral approach to your craft. And I'm just wondering, from you coming up, what did you learn from a colleague like Norm MacDonald?
You know, he wasn't my colleague until just recently, so coming up I couldn't really learn anything from him, but I learned from watching him on SNL when he was on Weekend Update of just that, believe in your joke. And if the audience doesn't get it, you still need to believe in it. You know, like not every joke has to hit. You don't want to be a crowd pleaser. You want to be a great comedian. And Norm seemed to always be going that way. So I always looked up to him, always loved him, which is why meeting him and getting to work with him was such a huge disappointment. I don't regret doing it. But like now when that I'm watching it, I'm furious. And they don't seem to mind that I'm furious in like a funny way. Like I'm still promoting the show by going and like slamming it and talking about how great I am and how much better I am than everybody else on the show. You know, they really don't care. Like I don't know if you've seen my Twitter, but like I live tweet the show and they're borderline war crimes what I'm doing. Like
I will now. Wednesday, 10 p.m. We're all going to be following Anthony Jeselnik on Twitter as he live tweets Last Comic Standing, and then of course Norm being at the end chair. That's just manna from heaven. Like, thank you, God.
Sure,
that
but
I get to watch Norm MacDonald.
That was like why I took the gig was to work with Norm. I was like, oh, that's amazing. When am I going to chance like this again? Let me do this. And the way he was in the taping is so much better than the way they edit that it kills me. Like,
why? Because I think he's really good on the show.
He's
really
good on the show.
Constructive advice.
He's good, but it was fascinating to see him like unfiltered, especially when they took out all the bad comics. Some of the funniest stuff on that show is when a bad comic comes up and the judges trash them. I'm trashing them. Like that was really fun, and that's all gone. They didn't want to embarrass anyone. So it's like the one reality show where they don't want the drama. And Norm was like borderline a monster to people. Like he would say things that would kill me, that I would be like on the floor dying laughing. Like I would have to take time. One of my favorites was he told this one girl, he said, he just like, and she did fine. Like the other two judges really liked her, and this is what would happen was like the other two judges would like the person, the crowd liked the person, and then Norm would just be like, I think you suck, and it would be like everyone's like, I can't believe you're saying this, and I can't believe you're so against the other two judges. But so this girl, he says, she's done fine. The other judges like her. Norm says, I thought that was horrible. I think you're one of the worst people I've seen in this whole competition. And I'm like dying laughing. And then he goes, I think that you are incapable of writing a joke. And she goes, oh, well, I'll work on that. She's trying to be nice. She's like, okay, thank you. I'll work on that. And he goes, no, don't work on it. I said you are incapable. And that was the most like crushing thing he could have said to someone. I can't think he's happy that I've just
what
been like
happened that night on Larry King?
We weren't on together. We weren't on together. No.
Oh, it sounded like you guys were going on.
It was like I went on first and then he went on second. So I went on and like kind of trashed
Larry
him.
King. He did when I was on SNL.
Oh yeah.
My money, beets are the best vegetable. Hello.
He said his favorite Larry King story, and I still think this is hilarious. Is someone's talking to Larry King, and Larry's like, "You lost your son, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I lost a child." And Larry King just goes, "Paul Newman says you never get over it." Like, that's the only way he could relate to someone who lost a child, was what Paul Newman said once. Like, the guy's just completely out of his mind.
This is what I heard Larry King say to a guy once. What? The guy had lost his child. Oh, no. And Larry King goes, Paul Newman told me, you never get over it. It's like some unfeeling psychotic. And we're going to read jokes. We read jokes.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing.
We're going to talk about the man. What about the man grate?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God! What is the man grate, you ask?
Okay.
Huh?
Fine, I didn't, but...
You didn't ask. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates.
Iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Cast iron.
Iron?
Cast iron grilling grates that are
kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like fucking Larry King. That motherfucker, I say iron and he's up my asshole for fucking 4 days.
It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah?
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest
language
to
to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Man grate. Great. Have you heard of the man grate?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about it?
On Adam Carolla's podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Do you have a father? Man grate is the perfect gift for this Father's Day. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% made in America. If he was dead, it would have been a really bad moment in the commercial. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give me one. And
I'll give you one. Is your mom still alive?
My mom?
Yeah.
No, she's dead.
Jesus Christ, is any of your relatives fucking alive? It's man grate. They're revolutionizing the way people grill. What, Adam Egan? It's true. You haven't heard of the revolution? You can put chicken on this or steak. That's not that unique. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
These are very heavy.
Yes, no, but that's part of the charm. It weighs a lot of pounds.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Listen, man, what was that fucking Vegas story?
Shit.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. What is in that?
Again. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Listen. No more dry meat. What do you think of that?
Good. You want your meat juicy.
Oh, come on now. Don't make it sound like a fucking fat, plumpy, delicious cock. No more flare-ups. You know, in your barbecues, all those big flare-ups. It was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories. There's more fucking facts about the man grate than about Nick. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Hey, how about this? Each NORM MACDONALD show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
Jesus.
You don't want to put that on your not dry meat?
Look at that. Those things are dirty.
No.
That's from the iron.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, it's not from my cock.
What?
I just went to the bathroom. You say cock so much.
I'm coming in your butt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
your mouth is my toilet.
Again. This commercial is like a mini-series. Are you a jingoist? 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Mangrate.com. Thank you, Andy. That's yours. You just threw your own going away present with contempt to the floor. That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Man Grate as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways,
Oh,
that
fuck it,
was
who cares?
Schwartzen.
We lost him.
That was Nick Schwartzen that fucked it all up.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. So good.
One of your lesser known, but one of my favorite things you've ever done is a commercial you did for the Man Grate.
God. That's an online only thing, don't you think?
It's got like 100,000, maybe a couple of million views. And I just want to know, did they ever come around to your interpretation of their ad and their product?
No, well, what he's referring to is I have this podcast that, I do this podcast, I don't make any money off it. And then they're like, do this commercial. I'm like, fuck, I don't even make any money. And so there was this goddamn thing called a Man Grate. And it weighed like 100 pounds. It was supposed to be some sort of cooking device for steak. And I had to read all this thing. And I couldn't even lift it. And I was like sweating profusely. And talking about what it was. And then, I don't know.
It gets very colorful.
Like what?
It gets very colorful.
It gets very colorful. Yeah, and I'm not going to say what I said here in a house of worship. But no, they never came around to seeing the...
that sponsorship ended.
That sponsorship ended without amicability.
Mike Wallace was a great friend.
I lived down the hall from a woman who had Alzheimer's. And her son just stopped visiting her. And she took the notion that I was her son. This was when I was a young man. She took this notion that I was her son. And she had a bleak apartment. It was empty, usually. And so what I started doing, I would get pictures from the store, They came in the picture would come in the frame. And I would put the picture down. And then that would spark something. That woman go, that must be my son. You see what I mean? And I would just put things all over. And I put a ring one time on her finger.
Now, was this supposed to help her, or you were just playing with her? You were just screwing with her?
Both. It was to help her and to entertain myself. And in a way, when you think about it, isn't that what we all do in life?
That's a lovely upbeat message to end on. If you need kicks, find a person with Alzheimer's and fuck with them. For her amusement and yours. It's a lovely message to go out on.
Yeah, we can't go out on that.
I
think so. Why?
Mike was a grand guy. I said he had dementia at the end. That's funny to you, huh? McDonald, I want to tell you.
No, it's a very odd thing to say.
If you're looking to broaden your horizons, I don't think it's wise to laugh at someone who had dementia.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing that you said.
He was
you
the best.
Just said
I loved him.
Mike Wallace was a great guy. He had dementia at the end.
He was sad that he had.
You didn't
Why
say
is
it
that
was sad.
funny?
You said it as if that's what made him a great guy, was his raging dementia.
You're not hearing things well.
No. So how did
hearing things
so
well.
how did you...
I made a face like it was sad. Not that he was great because of dementia. You get older, you start to get a little short term. But I remember things from 10 years ago like that.
Yeah.
Don't you could remember things from childhood?
Yes.
I remember the street, walking down the street, remember my friends. You have terrible?
Yeah, terrible.
I had a good memory.
He can remember like when he was a kid, but he can't remember murdering that prostitute last night.
You can go to jail for that. It's a whole new law.
I've been told.
How old was she?
I don't remember. You know what Norm, you're the most courageous Canadian American who ever lived.
Yeah. What, Canadian
that
American?
story is, it was inspiring.
Wait, Canadian American?
Aren't you Canadian American?
What is that?
Just
how
Canadian.
politically correct can you be?
It's not a derogatory term.
Yeah,
He was being specific.
No, I'm
that's
Canadian.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
Canadian.
American.
No, I'm not American.
Then get out.
No, I love this.
I was going to say.
USA.
I was going to say, even if you are just Canadian.
No, I love this country more than any other country, including Canada, my homeland.
It's the courage that was inspiring, though. They should name a fighting battalion in Iraq after you.
Yes.
The Fighting NORM MACDONALD.
Yes. No one would challenge
Get those guys over there.
It's interesting what you say when you go, like, America's the greatest country in the world or something, because, like, imagine, like, you're just saying that and I can't even live there, because let's say you hear a guy who goes, hey, man, Kenya, that's the greatest country in the world. You better believe that.
Hey.
Norm's working blue.
This gentleman has a 2,000-acre ranch in Texas. Thanks for coming in. And you've talked with me about this ranch before.
Many, many times, but this is a particularly special occasion because I've prepared a little photo journal of the Jake Short Ranch in Bandera County, Texas. That's a windmill. It does not, in fact, pump water, but it's pretty. I think everybody can enjoy, again, sturdy steel structure. That's.
You ever tilt at it?
What's tilt at the windmill?
Yeah, I thought that's what you did to them. Wait, do you know Robert Duvall?
I do. Norm, you're killing my flow here.
I'm sorry.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
It's like looking at a condor during mating season. You know, they'll attack or they'll fly away. No, I'm teasing you.
No.
Okay, here's a windmill.
Wait, you're not
Your two options were attack and fly away.
I love you. Let's bump the pit bulls. Was Jake Short the character in Open Range?
Norm, when's the Prozac going to kick in?
I'm sorry. I just like your career.
I love you. No, I wasn't in Open Range.
Oh, you weren't? I'm sorry.
No, Broken Trail.
Oh,
Where are we, Jeff, on time?
Broken Trail.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, wait, but
there's more.
Let me finish real quick.
O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dorf on Stalking. The crowd is torn. Liza Minnelli has gotten word she'll have to have a hip replacement operation. This marks the first time in 15 years that the name Liza Minnelli and the word hip have been used in the same sentence. Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. To illustrate the point that their client is running out of money to defend himself, O.J. Simpson's lawyer said this week that if he had to do it over again, after killing his victims, O.J. would now rob them as well. That one you find troubling? New medical research shows that men and women have different food cravings. Men preferring meat and women preferring sweets. Scientists trace this back to caveman days, when men had to go out and hunt for food while women sat on their fat asses eating chocolates. This was Colin Ferguson's first week in prison. Ferguson has reportedly dismissed his cellmate, and from now on he will be acting as his own bitch. And finally, due to a change in policy, Amtrak employees will no longer be able to kick homeless people out of Penn Station based on the way they look. From now on, they will have to go solely on urine stench. This is our top story tonight, this week in the O.J. Simpson trial. After grisly photos of the murdered Nicole Brown Simpson were shown in court, O.J. turned his head away and wept. It was at that moment that he realized he would never be able to kill her again. Actor Charlie Sheen is reportedly engaged to model Donna Peel. Friends of Sheen say they knew Sheen was serious when he took Donna home to meet the hookers. Meanwhile, Washington, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry attended the march and called it a beautiful display of unity and solidarity among African Americans. His only complaint, the complete absence of crack. In publishing news, Magic Johnson has received a $5 million advance from Random House for his new book entitled What You Can Do to Avoid AIDS. Chapter 1, Don't Have Sex with Me. Officials at the Philadelphia Zoo report they have actually been able to preserve sperm from an endangered one-horned rhinoceros. The sperm will remain frozen at the zoo until Michael Jackson comes by with a check and picks it up. "47-year-old Adrienne Brown, wife of soul legend James Brown, died suddenly last week. Most shocking of all, she was not killed by James Brown." Finally, some good news. According to her doctor, legendary actress Katharine Hepburn is recovering nicely from her recent illness, and they have even upgraded her condition to decrepit. So that's a nice... That's nice. Well, you don't like her? You don't like Katharine Hepburn, for God's sake? As Baltimore and Cleveland met this week in divisional playoff action, the big story in baseball continues to be Orioles second baseman Roberto Alomar. Under a dark cloud. Yes, none of us like him. Well, according to a new Entertainment Weekly poll, 72% of their readers say they would not be offended if a TV show lead character were gay. Though that figure shrinks to 1% when these same readers are reminded that being gay can involve anal sex. This weekend, veteran news anchorman David Brinkley apologized to Bill Clinton for an election night commentary in which he called the president, quote, boring and uncreative. Admitted Brinkley, there was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body. President's a murderer. You didn't know that? O.J. Simpson was in a different courtroom this week, attempting to regain custody of his 2 children. In order to prove to the court how much he loves his kids, O.J. pointed out, quote, hey, they're still alive, aren't they? According to O.J. Simpson's niece, Terry Baker, when O.J.'s mother, Eunice Simpson, first heard about the slaying of Nicole Brown, she exclaimed, he did it. Reached for comment, O.J. said, my mom was just guessing. I hadn't even told her yet. In South Dakota, inmates at the state penitentiary say that a new policy which allows officials to read their mail is an example of the routine violations of individual rights in prison. A better example would be the daily anal rapes, but I guess they want to start off small and then work up to
the daily anal rapes. You know, they'll start off with the reading their mail, you know. Yesterday, the House Budget Committee approved an outline of the deal between President Clinton and congressional leaders to balance the budget. But both sides caution it is not set in stone. In order to become official, of course, it must still be approved by this Chinese guy here. He's got a... Boo, what the hell? Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentage in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. That Madonna's baby thing.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
Oh,
you know, it's, I really have to give it to that guy that's the father, you know, Carlos...
Leon.
Carlos Leon?
Or Carlos Leon, I forget which one.
Because you got to have a lot of guts. That means he had sex with Madonna without a condom. Right? That's great. Michael Jackson. He said, I heard a quote where he said, I don't care if my child is a boy or a girl, as long as it's a boy. He's going to name it. He said he doesn't know what he's going to name it. He said he thinks if it's a girl, he's going to name it Sharon. Really? Yeah. And if it's a boy, he's going to have sex with it. I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So, yeah, I'm funny compared to, you know, well, you'll see later.
Like I saw a one-woman show once by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And,
just one?
Yeah, the only one. And she was like, well, my mother had breast cancer, you know, and now I have breast cancer. And I'm like, well, it's everybody. Like, they think it's so special when everyone gets cancer and dies. Like, that's not
great. What if we just ended the podcast?
But you know, it's almost like the height of narcissism to think that you're going to you know, you're going to be so brave as to talk about it in person,
right?
Whereas all you're doing is just garnering sympathy for yourself.
Well, I guess that's true.
How's that brave? It seems cowardly to me. It seems much braver to me. Like, I remember Richard Farnsworth was an old character actor, and he did a David Lynch movie called The Straight Story, and riddled with cancer, you know, his last movie, and very frail. And it's a fantastic movie if you ever get a chance to see it. It's not a style, because I'm not really that big a fan of what's his name?
David Lynch?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I don't understand weird stuff. I'm like, huh, what? Like, but this one is a straight ahead story. You know, you think. I call it like a hard G. It's G rated.
Okay. It's hard G.
I call it hard G. Because the second time I watched it, I'm like, whoa, I understand it all of a sudden. Well, you got to see this movie.
Okay.
And if you watch it closely, there's like hellish things going on underneath the surface of what looks like a quaint story. It's based on a guy who, in actual real life, drove his riding lawnmower across the state to visit his brother. who was dying. So anyways, the point of it is that Richard Farnsworth was nominated for an Academy Award for the movie. And if he had said he was filled with cancer, he would have won for sure.
Sure.
But instead, he didn't say it. And in fact, no one knew it. His family didn't know it. He kept it from everyone. And then he was a stuntman before he was an actor. He did what they call a stuntman's death, which is you put a shotgun in your mouth and with your toe you pull the trigger and blow your head off.
Oh my God.
And so that to me is courageous. Like you're not being a burden to your family. They know nothing about it. And then you're gone.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And then toe in the shotgun.
Yeah. And they write him. He wrote a nice letter to everybody, in the family, and said that he didn't want to. The reason he did it is he didn't want to cause people distress. So I thought, wow, how incredible! Like how many
to just
people
go through
could
it
do
alone.
That? Yeah.
So you don't think
to go through it alone?
You don't think you would write confessional? Like, do you? You didn't talk about any of the gambling stuff in your stand-up, did you? Was that
stand-up? No, never. I never talked about me, really. I talked about universal me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That I was afraid of death, or that that kind of thing, which is this was something that everybody is afraid of. And so things like that. That it was me, but it was everybody.
Sure.
I wasn't pretending that it was a specific ailment that I had. And if I had a specific ailment, and possibly I do, you don't know.
I don't know.
But I would not talk about it. I would not. I hope that I would not discuss it, and just try to benefit monetarily from that.
Going out again, am I out of my mind? Going out with friends, gonna have a good time.
I know this grimness. Some of my my strongest material comes from real life.
Real life?
Like, for instance, today I was driving in a car.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind enough to bring a car to bring this old chunk of coal here to the studio.
We send cards for our guests, yes.
Yeah, so I got in it, and I get material that way. So my driver.
What do you mean? How do you get material that way? You get in the car, and what happens?
My driver tells me a joke.
Guy goes into a dentist's office. Yeah. Dentist said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I think I'm a moth."
A moth?
A moth. He said, "What?" "I think I'm a moth." He said, "Well, you have mental problems. You need to go see a psychiatrist." He said, "I know." He said, "You're in a dentist's office." He said, "I know." He said, "What are you doing here? Why did you come here?" He said, "The light was on."
That's a good joke.
It's a great one.
And you're going to tell it now on the show.
Yeah, that's how I get a lot of my material.
Okay. Why don't we just have him on next time?
That guy. No, wait till you hear me do it. So the guy, he goes, I say, I'll be the guy.
Okay.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, all right.
You are correct. When I came to Hollywood, Andy was a good friend to me.
Oh, he was nice to you when you first came
here? He was absolutely. We had nothing,
Mm-hmm.
We were just starting out. I was working at Artie's Deli coffee shop. Bussing tables, you know, and stuff like that. And he was always there to help me and stuff. He was the first guy I actually met. He was he had some pylon on the TV and stuff, and he was really so sweet to me, And he said, "I want to invite you over to a Hollywood party." No, I was just a farm boy from Canada,
Sure, yeah.
Canada, yeah. And a big nation up to the north.
Sure, yes, powerful nation. Lovely people.
So I said, wow, here's my, Andy Richter's going to show me, I'm going to go to a Hollywood party. How exciting, So he said, it's going to be a pretty wild party. I'm not used to wild parties. I said, what is a wild party there? I don't get out much. He says, he's like a little drinking, a little fighting, a little fornicating, I said, wow, man, that sounds pretty good. I said, what time should I show up? He goes, anytime, it's just the two of us. Now...
said, welcome to the neighborhood. I know it's not exactly a neighborhood. I live 40 miles from here. But if you're interested, tomorrow night I'm throwing a welcome to the neighborhood bash. There's going to be a lot of barbecue, some drinking, some dancing, and some wild sex. Would you like to come? And Morty said, sure, but what should I wear? The cowboy said, it doesn't make any difference. It's just going to be the two of us.
And on the American side, writer, critic, and broadcaster Joe Queenan. And from Saturday Night Live, Mr. Norm MacDonald is with us. So let's get on with the headlines here. We've met everybody. Lowry, let me bring this up to you. Definitely the biggest piece of news in the world this week is this headline right here. Take a look. Yes, she's Madonna now. It's about Madonna having a baby, which to me, with all the sex she's had, law of averages, I would think. So why do people care about this?
The amazing thing, of course, is that she actually had the baby herself. Surely a woman with that degree of wealth would pay somebody else to look fat for 9 months. I mean, she's had to hide away, hasn't she, for her entire pregnancy, because, you know, most women, their ankles swell a little. This woman's neck swelled. I mean, you know, she looked horrendous. According to there's been much talk, obviously, about the naming of the baby, Lourdes, and the Vatican are not terribly happy about that.
Did the Vatican actually have a response? Did the Pope come out and go, she did what?
I think she should be congratulated on. Madonna should be congratulated on choosing this name, because here's a woman who's spent her entire life, basically, throwing open the door to her boudoir to any sexual pilgrim who happens to be passing. And so she calls her daughter.
You know what? For all the talk of that, I don't know one guy who's done her. You know? For all the talk of, oh, Madonna has everybody, me and my friends are sitting around going, hey.
But the sad fact is...
Where's our turn at the deli counter?
The sad fact is the one guy who has done her, as he so sublimely put it, he's been told that she's not interested in him anymore. So this guy has got to live with the fact that he's given birth to perhaps the most famous baby in the current times, in the past few years.
Our savior.
Well, precisely. Everybody knows that.
That's what happens to every man after his wife has a baby. This is no exception.
I think we've taken a turn for the bitter.
Well, I think most women, after they've had babies, are less interested in their husbands for a while because they're tired, you know, they're worn out.
Well, plus they've had like a 6-pound thing go through the birth canal.
All right, well, let's move on, shall we? Before this really degrades. Joe, this seems to make perfect sense. Here's the next headline. Handguns outlawed. Now, this is in Britain. They've outlawed handguns. Why can't we ban guns in this country? What's our problem?
Guns are part of folklore, you know.
Folklore?
Yeah, I mean, people have always thought, you know, the founding of the West and everything, and all the lunatics in America really believe that if you have a gun, you can defend yourself against the government if the government comes. So I don't think
hoop skirts are a part of folklore, and we don't wear those anymore.
You make a good point.
Norm, would you ban guns if you...
No, not in a million years. I got a gun. I own a gun.
All right.
That's a bit worrying, don't you think?
Well, guns, you got to have guns on account of, what if another character has a gun, you don't have a gun?
Now, that's an interesting point.
Guns really are horrible, and they should be banned in all countries. You shouldn't have one.
Oh, I would love it if I was the only guy to have one, to tell you the truth.
Looks like Norm would be getting a lot of free lunches with that one.
You see, it's called the right to bear arms, isn't it? Isn't that supposedly
the
constitutional precept? Oh, the right to bear arms. But actually, it's the right to kill people. I mean, it's so simple. That's what a gun does.
I think you're just bitter because our right that we had got us our country. I mean, let's face facts. If we didn't have guns 220 years ago, you guys would still be taxing the tea. But we had a couple of, you know, we had a couple of rifles. We marched down. You guys wanted to walk in single file. I don't know why you did that, but you did. And
if we hadn't taught you how to use the guns in the first place, then you wouldn't have been able to.
Oh yeah, like Geronimo didn't teach us how to shoot straighter than Lord Cornwallis. All right. Felix, we got some more headlines going here. Have you had one of these in England? Million Man March in England. Are there a million black guys in England to have a march? Or do they have like 100,000?
I think actually there's about 5 of us.
Oh my God.
Things are pretty depleted right now, what with me being over here. The way it was perceived, certainly by the majority of people in Britain, was actually a little bit distorted, because I think there was this notion that it was some kind of anti-Semitic initiative, and that Farrakhan is viewed in that way. Now, I don't know enough about what he's been saying recently.
No, I think he loves Jews. I've seen him.
Well, yeah,
in fact, the other day he had a bagel with a schmear. The guy loves the Jews.
Now, I think it's stupid for minority groups, Jews and blacks, to like not get on because, hey, we all know about persecution.
I stayed indoors that day. You know, I just try to stay out of the way when these seminal events occur that can't do me any good. See, I'm Irish American, and the great thing about being Irish is that you can claim to be a minority, but you still control the police department. So you don't have to worry about anything.
Let's go. Finally, Norm. This looks like the election has finally got exciting as Bob Dole got dirty. Gloves are off. What took Bob Dole so long to get nasty in the campaign?
It took him a long time to get his gloves off because of his one arm that doesn't work. So it was like, oh, can you help me with my glove? Coming off here. Very well.
I feel shame and yet delight.
That man lost that arm at the Battle of Anzio fighting the Nazis, and you make fun of him like that.
No, I love Dole. I'll vote for Dole. He's the best man, you know.
Norm, I hate to say this, and I know this to bring this up, but I don't think Canadians can vote in our elections. We appreciate your support and your enthusiasm.
I'll tell you, I can't vote in the election, but I can pay the huge taxes to Clinton.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. All right. Do you believe Dole has gotten nasty too late? Have you seen Dole get nasty?
This man is not capable of getting nasty. From the perspective of all the way across the Atlantic, you know, he just appears to be this doddery old guy who falls off the edge of stages occasionally. And that is largely what we're seeing.
Well, you see, Dole has got a bad image problem in Britain, really, because Dole means unemployment benefit in Britain.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I'm going to really sort the economy out. My name's Mr. Unemployment Benefit. You know? Doesn't compute.
I think Dole didn't go on the attack as much as he could have because there's scandal after scandal after scandal with this Clinton character, you know. Yeah. And I was reading one this morning. They said Clinton, apparently back when he was governor of Arkansas, you know, back then, he got real drunk one night and apparently had sex with Hillary.
Well, let's see what all this negative stuff is about. They say Dole has gone negative, and in Britain, apparently, a picture of Tony Blair with red eyes caused a major controversy. But in America, viewers have been exposed to $450 million worth of political ads, 90% of which are negative. So are we just mean people? You know, why are we being shown these things? Let's take a look at some.
Dole voted to raise payroll taxes, Social Security taxes, the 90 income tax increase, $900 billion in higher taxes. And look closely at his risky tax scheme. He'd actually raised taxes on 9 million working families. Bob Dole, 35 years in Washington, 35 years of higher taxes.
We send them off to school, and we worry. Teenage drug use has doubled since 1992. And Bill Clinton, he cut the White House drug office 83%. His own Surgeon General even considered legalizing drugs. And in front of our children on MTV, the president himself.
If you had to do over again, would you inhale? Sure, if I could. I tried before.
Bill Clinton, he just doesn't get it. But we do.
They say American people hate negative advertising, but yet it's shown to work. So what's the...
I can't believe people think that that's particularly negative.
That's not negative.
When Andrew Jackson was president in the 1830s, they said that he was a bigamist. They said that he murdered a minister. That he went to his deathbed convinced that the critics had killed his wife because of these accusations. We don't have anything like this. Grover Cleveland was accused of having an illegitimate child, which he had. Warren Harding was accused of having a mistress. You know, there were all kinds of accusations, which he had. But there were all kinds of horrible accusations about guys, and then they've got this kind of stuff, which is where, you know, Bill Clinton once said that he almost inhaled marijuana. I mean, I don't. This whole story.
You think we've actually gotten kinder, that we're not nearly as negative as we used to be?
I just think these commercials just suck. And that's the issue, is that the commercials just suck.
So would you like to see what, like singing raisins for the government commercials? What do you need?
I'd like to see really nasty. I'd like to see ads where they said, Clinton, you know, this is the motel, this is the desk clerk. He paid $27.95. Here's the receipt. Here are the sheets. You know, that'd be negative. You know.
Did they do negative? Now this. What was it? Tony Blair. What was it?
Yeah. These were ridiculous. All they did is they sort of cut out. He got a picture of him, cut out his eyes, and then put little somebody else's eyes, they're coloured red upside down. I mean, you know, it was a joke. What I would like to see is a bit more...
But there was an outcry, am I right? There was an outcry against negative advertising. So will negative advertising never come Britain's way?
We already have negative advertising, but obviously it is more muted. But simply that's because there isn't the money in Britain to engage in the vast amounts of advertising that you have here. But we also happen to have much better advertising for other products. Our ads are far better than yours. I mean,
our products are far better than yours.
No.
You know, like we've got cars.
It's got a point. What would you rather have? A song about a car or a car? You know? I think we've really been able to foster some understanding here. I expect to fire on Yorktown any minute now.
I think
you're whinging again.
The thing that's happening that we are sort of catching from America, which is rather worrying, is that we're starting to do these fake documentary type ads for politicians, and they're all very, the violins are playing, and that, I think, is about the worst kind of political advertising, because you basically you want to throw up as soon as you see it.
What would you rather see for your party political broadcast? Would you rather see a guy come on and go, we don't know what we're doing?
I like that ad where they go, hey, check out this guy's eyes. Look at them.
Yeah, but you see, I think, if you're in an environment, which is the case in Britain, where political analysis or acute questioning of politicians takes place a lot by journalists, where, for example, even the Prime Minister can go into a television studio and be really grilled seriously about what he's done. And sometimes to the point where it happened a couple of weeks ago, a politician was so badly grilled by a journalist that he rang up the BBC saying, what the bloody hell is going on? How dare they speak to me in this way? If you've got that kind of rigorous political examination of what's going on, the advertisements become irrelevant.
We don't have intelligent journalists like that. We have people named Cokie. You know, we have, like, the President of the United States comes in and gets interviewed by somebody named Cokie. And Cokie asks really hard questions. Then, you know, no politician in America would submit to intense grilling because we don't have any journalists who do that. We have,
you don't think Sam Donaldson is a relatively intense journalist as far as politicians are concerned?
Not by English standards, no. Those guys are really tough. Everybody over here is a cream puff compared to them.
Right.
They are.
While Americans are pessimistic about politicians improving their lives, they're very optimistic about books, audio tapes, and videos improving their lives. Yes, the self-help movement is alive and well, with many Americans believing, I could do anything if I only knew what it was. We asked Lori Pike to go and talk to some losers who buy this kind of thing.
How do you create an extraordinary quality of life today?
All right, let's see what we got here. Handbook of coping, that'll be useful. Panic no more. Nasty people, how to stop being hurt by them without becoming one of them. I'll try. Don't blame mother. Listen up, girlfriend. Lessons on life from the Queen of Advice. I am right, you are wrong. Definitely take that one. The Anger Workbook. I'll start with lesson 1. With all these books, are we really coping with our problems, though, or are we just thinking up new ones?
Well, I have a collection at home myself, and that seems to be the only kind of reading I do these days. My feeling is so strongly that while you have oxygen in you, that the whole point of being on planet Earth, why we all really burn to get here and to incarnate into these families that are so troublesome, is to work things out.
I bought the book because I feel like there's something in my life that has been holding me back success-wise in my career. I'm an actor, and it's helped me a lot, actually. I just finished shooting a film, and I just booked a commercial just now.
People collectively again are saying, you know what, I am entitled to a healthier more fulfilling life. I am entitled to love. I want to have a career. I mean, look at this section here on ethical business and right livelihood. I am entitled to love my work. I am entitled to have friends that I adore.
Did you think and grow rich after you read Think and Grow Rich?
Absolutely.
You did?
Absolutely. I created my company 4 years ago right after I read Think and Grow Rich. So I bought a self-help book to help myself. It works.
Personally, when I see people reading self-help books, I'm always a bit suspicious of them, especially the ones that say get rich quick and how to, like, enter your inner self in 5 minutes.
Earth is an anagram for heart, E-A-R-T-H, and heart being H-E-A-R-T. Everyone on Earth is working on their heart chakra center. What is the #1 killer? Heart disease?
I'd like to see more of self-help.
I'd like to see more security in the bookstores. That's what I'd like to say.
I really think that 30% of the people in any society are jerks. And you just want to try to keep that potential down, that number down. 30% of the people...
30%.
Obviously, Nazi Germany had a higher percentage.
Right.
But 30% of the people in any society are jerks. And as long as it doesn't go above 30%, that's okay. So people reading these books are jerks. So don't worry about it. If it gets up to like 50, 60%...
So these books are not helpful. They're not making us
So
happy.
they don't have any effect on really cool people like us who have our lives totally together.
So that means like one of us is probably a jerk.
Although these books are starting to sell in Britain now, the one about women are from Venus, men are from Mars is doing very well.
Which, by the way, is not true.
These self-help books are very, very American, because if you read our advice, most of our agony aunts, they're very sort of like, dump him, he was obviously no good for you, and go and find yourself another man. Whereas if you read these books, it's all like, well, what happened in your childhood, and what kind of personality you're on. You know, this is all useless information.
Nobody wants to take responsibility, you know? It's always like, hey, my dad, anally raped me or something, you know? And, I mean, who of us haven't been anally raped by their fathers? I mean, really.
Yeah, you should get over it, shouldn't you?
American self-help books are all about getting rich, and because English people have such lower expectations, like you don't have books like How to Get Rich in a Year, it's like How to Get 5 quid ahead by Thursday, you know, How to Win 7 pounds in the lottery.
It's actually...
How to save 40 pence on that next sandwich.
You see, actually, in Britain, the notion of self-help, it's not like, hey, all this stuff about finding your inner self and all that. It's things like, hey, you know, I really want to learn to make really good mayonnaise or something, or...
it's pragmatic. You're saying you're pragmatic.
Or grow nice turnips, or great big cucumbers, you know, something that's useful, you see. There's a whole notion that... Well,
do you think it's the context of the society in that we've had it so easy here in America that we've had a chance to become this self-involved, whereas, let's say, for instance, Britain or, for instance, Japan, where they had an atomic bomb dropped on their heads. If you have an atomic bomb dropped on your head, it's hard after that to go, well, I'm afraid to love. You know.
I was surprised to see on the film that there were men buying these books, because certainly in Britain you'd never get a guy buying any of those books.
In England, you're encouraged to be emotional about very little, or to express emotions about very little. One of the things you can be emotional about is sport, occasionally, football particularly, or animals. You know, you can get excited or emotionally in touch with that.
Right.
Perhaps I said the wrong thing when I said excited with animals. I didn't mean that. But you can get emotional about them. I mean, like, you could be talking to yourself in the street and, like, going to the toilet in your trousers and, you know, kind of totally insane. And everyone goes, oh, well, yeah, High Court judge, you know, fine, you know. But if you're sort of even mildly thinking about going to therapy, oh, well, you're a nutter. You're a complete nutter. So there's a strange imbalance. There's almost like a prejudice against it.
Because self-help, in essence, you wouldn't need a book, would you?
I'll tell you a good self-help book.
Yeah?
Holy Bible.
Worked for me.
Norm, I know you. I know you've never seen the Bible.
I've seen the Bible, those hotel rooms you can...
See, that's an interesting point, though. If you're not in therapy and you're not taking drugs, where are you going to go to ease your pain? Perhaps the church. Unlike in Britain, religion in America, big business and growing. So if you need a few tips, here's how the church is aggressively wooing new customers.
World Reach. It's about preaching the gospel. It's about producing television specials. It's about providing hope through Operation Blessing. But mostly, World Reach is about Jesus.
Father, in the precious holy name of Jesus, we pray right now that your power will come into the lives of people who are watching this program.
All it takes is just 65 cents a day, $20 a month, because Jesus is the answer.
Touch their bodies, heal them in Jesus' name. Restore that skin to normal.
In the name of Jesus, receive an answer to your prayer. Terry, do you have something?
You've suffered for a long time from a ringing in your ears that's very annoying, and God is releasing that for you right now.
Seeing what appeared to be a golden opportunity to share the gospel with a fairly captive audience, Pastor Perry Harrison started using the church's loudspeaker to expose the students to Christian music.
The Lord right now is setting you free from that terrible pressure in your head.
In America, we're spoiled. And we have everything in abundance. But here, they don't have anything. And the most we can give them is hope in Jesus.
Now, if you prayed with me, it's the most important prayer you ever prayed. I want you to do something about it. I want you to call us, tell us you prayed. For those who contribute, we have something called Jesus is the Answer. And we also believe in the Great Pumpkin and the Tooth Fairy.
Well. Norm.
Yeah.
In the United States, religion, big boom in business now. Are we just a pure and moral people? Is that the situation here in America?
I don't know. You know, like you always hear people saying they're Christians,
yeah,
and then they don't read the Bible. It's insane.
Well, now they say 90% of people have a Bible.
Have a Bible, but you figure you read it. You know, like I mean, they get the Bible, and it's supposed to be the Word of God. And they go, yeah, I'm going to get to that. I'm reading this Grisham thing first, and then I'll get to the God thing after, you know. God, he wrote a book, too.
Is religion in decline in Britain? Is it, because here it's obviously booming.
I can't tell you how stunned I am by the fact that you even have that on your TV.
What do you mean? Jesus is a competitive business in this country. You got to have a band and a good choir, or people don't show. It's not enough to, you know, cure pleurisy. You got to have good music in there.
Is it just? Go on. Go on.
You see, this is English. You see, no, go ahead.
It's so polite. I'm moving on.
I'll tell you what I think about religion in this country.
Please, Joe.
I'm gonna
settle it.
This is the only thing that embarrasses me about America. I think America is just so great. So when like French people say, but you have guns and you kill people, figure, well, who cares? So what? We didn't collaborate with the Nazis. And, you know, so you've got all these things that you know, people would criticize America for, you know, violent movies, things like that. And I think that they're just fine. But the religion thing really is embarrassing because, you know, you see this guy, this Huckleberry here, this Pat Robertson, and the guy ran for president. I mean, he's an idiot. He's a buffoon. He's a village idiot. And he's on television every night. He's got his own cable channel. So, you know, it is embarrassing. But the most interesting thing about religion in America is that nobody who goes around America really thinks Americans are religious people. You know, like spiritual people.
Wasn't there a guy called Jerry Falwell or something here who
There's still a guy called Jerry Falwell.
Yeah, who was going on about he saw 70-foot Jesuses or something? Is that what he said?
Good drugs in Virginia.
I mean, and people were saying, oh, yeah, you know, you saw a 70-foot Jesus. Yeah, I'll buy some.
But in all fairness, you got to figure Jesus is a pretty tall guy.
But what sort of car would he drive? Do you think he would have a limo?
That's a good point.
But in other
70
countries,
feet's not that big.
In other countries, once a virgin or a saint appears, then they set up a temple, they set up some kind of grotto, you have big lines, you have people lined up waiting to get in. I was in Lourdes a couple years ago, and there were 16 guys in Cleveland Indians shirts waiting to be cured. I figure you guys are going to wait a long time because the virgin's, you know, she's packed up. She's still got, you know, she's got the San Diego Padres guys to take care of first. But in America, that would never happen. Someone would say the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared in a you know, she appeared at an internet site maybe, and people might believe that. But if somebody said she appeared here in a forest, you wouldn't get a pilgrimage there. You wouldn't get people believing it. And the reason is people don't really believe in God.
If you go to Britain, you certainly wouldn't get politicians saying, and God bless Britain. Because the population would just laugh. And yet you have God bless America. And they say it with feeling. And you're all supposed to say it with feeling.
We actually wrote a song about it.
Seems to be working.
Getting back to the point. How is the Church of England going to stop the decline of people who have stopped going to church and stopped believing.
What the Church of England, I think, is going to have to do maybe is to put television screens up for the football results and the lottery, and maybe pinball machines and
make it more entertaining
and
for
a bar
people
in the corner or something. Yeah, I mean, you see, because the Church of England has got this strange position. I mean, it's very integrated with the class system, and it's one of those institutions that historically has been very highly respected. But in recent years, all of those institutions have been diminished in terms of the way people look at them: the judiciary, the monarchy, and the Church of England itself. So the Church of England is really on a downward slope, and I don't know how it's going to be corrected. Basically, because all of these institutions, they've been.
Would it matter? Would it matter to the quality of life over there if it went away?
They've lost the mythology.
Let's say it went away.
The only way that I think that it would increase in popularity is to take a leaf out of the book of all those sort of wacko, alternative, crystal, new age rubbish.
You know, for a long time in the church, in most Christian churches, Catholic, Protestant, whatever, the principal influence was, of course, Jesus Christ, because he was crucified. If you go into a church today in America, the principal influence is the Carpenters. I mean, Karen Carpenter.
Right.
That all you hear is every single person who lost their job playing the piano at the bar at the Marriott last week now does the religious service in your church. And there's this real strong musical element in all of these churches. I mean, you go in there and they're playing like the average white band type songs, but with these like religious lyrics. And there's this whole early 70s feel to religious churches, which is why I feel that churches must be eliminated immediately.
And
I mean,
overnight.
You just got to get rid of the music. The first thing you do is you got to get rid of the music, and you got to do things like when they have these blessings of animals. So like bring traditional biblical animals like donkeys and dogs and stuff. People bring like Gila monsters. People bring Gila monsters and iguanas and ferrets. You can't. God wouldn't bless those things. You know, it's sacrilege or simony or something.
I just have to say this: for Jews, it's just funny to watch the whole thing unfold, because we just think we've been cold kicking it for 4,000 years, and we don't give a shit what you guys do.
I went to a bar mitzvah a couple of weeks ago.
You know, you don't have to say that like I went to a freak show at Coney Island once. You don't have to say it like that. You don't have to. I went to a bar mitzvah. You people are insane. Once again, that's all for tonight. Thanks to Lowry Turner, Felix Dexter, Joe Queenan, and Norm MacDonald. Please bow your heads and God bless America.
And there'll be more burning issues from both sides of the Atlantic in 2 weeks' time.
You know, this kind of backlash happens so fast now because of social media. And, you know, Adam, I know you've been involved with the Comedy Store for a long time, but when Louis jumped up at the Comedy Cellar the other night, a couple weeks ago, the Cellar's taken a lot of heat from people who were not necessarily customers.
Right.
You know, people on, you know, the other side of the country or whatever. And we didn't, you know, we never had that kind of thing happen before.
No.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I did not know this, and maybe you do. Comedians have gone up against Louis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was talking to some
comedians have said this guy should not be able to ever perform again.
Yeah, I mean, I taught, you know, they all come.
You know, if you're a murderer, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But if you're a murderer, you go to jail and they let you off, whatever, 20 years later. And you try to get a job as a busboy. And if the guy says, I'm not hiring that guy, he murdered, you know. And you go, but he did his penance, you know, and now you give him a job. That's the humane thing to do. And people go, well, what about the murdered person? And you go, well, of course, he got worse. You know,
yeah.
The guy that lost his life, he's doing worse. But it doesn't mean you can't forgive or it's impossible to forgive. I also don't feel anyone owes me an apology in public, you know. I think personally that you owe an apology to anybody that you did ill to. You owe an apology to people that your actions hurt in a financial way or an emotional way. but nobody owes me an apology, you know.
So that's where your shock about comedians comes from.
Yeah, because I don't understand why they're so, you know, I guess I just don't understand how there can be no rules, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If the rules are drawn out and set down, then that's one thing. But, you know, I always thought the audience would decide whether you're an objectionable comic or even a good comic, you know. And so Louis went up here at the Comedy Cellar, and the audience let him know. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But if the audience don't like him, then the club won't book him. I mean, that's how things work. And, you know, just because your heart can break for more than one person at the same time, you know, and a person can do a bad thing and you can feel sorry for that person while feeling worse for the person that had the bad thing done to them. This is all so self-evident. It's hard for me to unpack, but I wanted to use the word unpack.
Well, you know, we also always think of comedians being 100% free speech and stuff like that. And I don't know whether you followed this at the New Yorker Festival, but they had Steve Bannon booked to come in and do an interview, and all the big comedians said, I'm not going to be there if somebody interviews Steve Bannon. And, you know, and it wasn't a thing of, hey, we're giving an award to Steve Bannon, but it was a chance for somebody from the New Yorker to interview him, and who knows what direction that would have went into. But people like Judd Apatow and I'm trying to think of who, Patton Oswalt I know was in it, and even Jimmy Fallon, they all said, well, we won't perform. We won't come and do the panel. And I'm always surprised by that angle.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel, my brother's a foreign correspondent, and he did a 4-year documentary on neo-Nazis, and he interviewed all the neo-Nazis in the world, from the Ernst Zundel all the way up to David Irving, and he didn't become a Nazi, you know, at all.
Right.
And so I think people go, you know, I certainly wouldn't be a Nazi by hearing this, but Americans, you know, other than me, Americans are just people that will believe whatever they hear, and I think that's nonsense, you know. I think that if there was a Nazi, a person could go watch him because it seems like an entertaining thing, you know. Just the same way you listen to a guy screaming on the corner of the street. You stop and listen to him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I would agree with you, except for I learned from your show that Adam was in a cult for 3 years. So I guess some people are easily molded.
I just want to stress it was not a Nazi cult.
You know, these cult leaders, they have a good gig going.
Yeah, yeah.
And they all fall for the same trap, which is they start fucking everybody.
Yeah.
And if you just,
not in that cult either.
you know, you have a good life.
Yeah.
People show up, they give you all your worldly
everything.
goods. You got all the money, and then you start having sex with the ladies. Then, drunk with power, you're not even gay. You start having sex with the men as well. And, you know, and then people go, hey, I was watching Fred fuck your wife the other day, and I was thinking, Any chance he's not Jesus?
A deadly outbreak of the Ebola virus is said to be responsible for more than 100 deaths in Africa and a couple of really bad movies here in the United States.
Listen, man, Sean, you know...
The future of comedy.
The future of comedy. It reminded me last night, because I got in early yesterday, and then I waited up on Sean because he drove from Los Angeles.
Oh, jeez.
Because he's afraid of Ebola. And it sort of reminded me, like, because I would phone him, on his car, and I go, "How you doing?" He goes, "Now I'm in, wherever he was."
Quartzsite.
Yeah. And it reminded me
date shake.
of he had a date shake.
No, I ate at McDonald's twice.
On the drive?
That's a long drive. You ever have a date shake?
No.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of kind of like a Stephen King novel. I'm on the phone.
Right.
He's like, I haven't touched anyone yet, and he's so afraid of Ebola. But
Are you really afraid of the Ebola? Because I think I'm horrified.
Oh, yeah, I'm terrified because what just happened is it was one person, then it was two people, then it was three people, and then that second person went on a plane.
Yeah.
So now 800 people are
Well, and there's another one on a boat now, on a
the one
cruise
on the
line.
plane doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, but close enough.
It's so
We've
close.
had two people that have had it.
And the other one that was handling...
But the other one are being accused.
Yeah.
Right now we're taking the witches right now and we're going to start burning them.
Good.
Yeah.
Who's for burning? Show of hands. If it's
I mean, if it saves me...
Me too. That's how I feel.
I'm going to tell you
diarrheaing blood.
Yes.
Burn
that guy.
Fidel Castro, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who has an island. His country is an island, right?
Right.
So when the AIDS outbreak happened, you're on an island. It could knock your whole island out.
Right. Yeah.
So what he did is they had a big, beautiful resort, right?
Uh-huh.
And he just took it over, because that's what they can do in
Right.
Cuba.
When it's your island.
Yeah, and he put all the AIDS patients in this beautiful resort, fed them all, and...
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I don't know. They
It almost
really,
makes you want AIDS in Cuba, doesn't it? Kind of like tried to get it.
But it knocked the disease out. It killed the disease.
Yeah, because you quarantine everybody into their own little package.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So this lady who they keep saying was handling samples, which basically means the poop and pee of the Duncan guy,
She was taking
is
them
on
out.
a Royal Caribbean cruise and she's got it locked in a cabin now. I'm the same way because I
But
think...
also a nurse. If a nurse can get it, I mean, 'cause
Yes.
they take care.
They try not to get stuff. Every day, that's their job.
So if it's not airborne, Sean was saying it's just a droplet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait till terrorists get it.
I mean, of course.
If you take in someo's breath that has Ebola,
it's like a horrible
It's
movie.
awful.
Yeah,
I had to stop drinking people's blood.
I mean...
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Stupid Twilight movies, and now we've got this. It's taking a horrible turn on all of us.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be the worst when terrorists get it, but I also think it would be bad when just like innocent people get it.
That's when you got something.
I think you misunderstood me, but it's okay. Who did you usurp as the future of comedy?
There
has to be like the guy who had that role that you took it
who
from.
got rolled.
Probably Aziz Ansari.
You think? And now he's just comedy.
Yeah, now he's the president of comedy.
He's the czar.
And Norm, are you the ghost
past.
of comedy past?
Yeah. A lot of times me and Sean we'll go, and then people will go, "Hey, man, that guy seems like the future of comedy. That guy seems like the past of comedy. Where do we
Who
go
says
to get
that to you?
Where do we go to get the president?"
People will review your show that way. That's just an awful person to say that about the show he just watched. I saw the future and I saw the past.
Yeah.
Just looking for something in the middle there.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. The future and the past are all we got because the present is, people falling down, bleeding from every orifice of their body.
I don't like the present.
Did you guys ever read The Hot Zone?
Yeah, we were talking about that. I never read
that
it,
was a
but
terrifying book.
it's the one that makes me go, okay, Ebola, I'm not going to fool around with this one. We had a record of 0 cases up until about a month and a half
they
ago.
They could have had a vaccine. It was 20 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
They could have worked on a vaccine, but they didn't.
What was the thing that you told me about the hot zone that sounded like a lie?
Oh, the horrifying story? Oh, that you think it's a lie, yeah. No, in the hot zone, they're talking about the first guy that got it, and, it's just a nightmare. And he gets to the, it's on a little plane from Africa, and he gets to the hospital, and he goes there,
and it's an African hospital.
Which
Not to
says
say
that.
anything against Africa, but my God. And then
Look at these hospitals.
And then he goes there, and they don't know Ebola.
Sure.
So it's like, and they said at that point, anyways, he collapsed and blood exploded from everywhere.
Oh.
And they said that the blood hit the ground and started moving.
What?
Because it's
like a
more
sci-fi movie?
Like a sci-fi movie, because it's more Ebola than plasma at that point.
Oh.
And it's just looking for a host.
It's
It's
mobile.
going to die.
I'm out. I'm out on that. Yeah, start the fire.
It's like Alien.
Yeah, no, that's just an awful
So
thing.
burn all the Ebola. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Are you opposed? Are you opposed to it? Give me a counter argument to it.
You take that resort, Norm, and then you torch it. That's John's idea.
I have an odd approach to curing starvation as well, which is kill all the starving people.
Yeah.
It goes away if we team up with the warlords. I mean, we've raised so much
They
money,
take the
and
food
they're
anyway.
still hungry. We've teamed up with the wrong side.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think? You have to go already?
No, Brad's
okay.
just pointing at my coffee.
Brad, I don't like when you stand up. Sit back down. Doesn't he look like he's from a Wallace and Gromit special?
The were-rabbit is right behind him.
Hey, did you see the
filth out
did you
there.
see the Kramer thing?
Oh, I did see that. We could look at that right now if we wanted to, but we don't have to
Makes
look
me
at that.
laugh.
Yeah, does that make you laugh when you see that? You've
The
done.
whole
You've
thing
done.
makes me laugh.
You've done stand up.
I know Michael Richards.
You do, okay.
And he's no racist. He's not a racist. And when you say something like that crazy, it can only be a joke. You know what I mean? He was out of his head element. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But there's no way that a guy who's racist screams it at the top of his lungs. You know what I mean?
Well, certainly, I don't think he was anticipating the fact that a cell phone could have been putting this onto CNN as he was saying it.
No,
You know, I think he was
right.
thinking,
He wouldn't do it on the Craig Ferguson show.
Right. Maybe on here, though. We could maybe to get him on here to recreate that rant. I don't know, up here in front of the brick wall.
You know what I read today?
Yeah,
in the
what?
Inquirer, that Michael Richards was attacked at that pink yogurt place.
Oh, he was attacked?
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing that's sort of scary is, first of all, Mel Gibson has a career that he could hurt. Michael Richards doesn't really.
Wait a minute, Norm. I believe Super Dave was going to tell a joke there. I'm kind of.
I'm sorry. I thought it was really.
No. Well, it seemed to me that he was going to say something because he didn't. He wasn't being serious. Then you said some. Super Dave, was there a joke there?
No, Norm. No. I was telling the truth.
Okay.
That I read where he got these punk kids ran at him and slammed his car and everything, tried to turn it over, and he ran away.
Right. Yeah, because I'd be very frightened because, like Mel Gibson, if you make fun of Jewish people, then it's not like you're in danger. But
what?
If you're driving
What did you
around,
say?
You heard him.
Uh-oh. Hey, here's the thing, and I'm going to say it again.
This is a very funny thing that happened. Marlon Brando, said that Hollywood ran, the Jewish people ran Hollywood.
That's right.
Yeah, but Marlon Brando.
And then he had to apologize.
Marlon Brando
and then they let him work.
Say anything. Marlon Brando lived.
We're listening to Norm MacDonald and Super Dave argue about the Jews.
Marlon Brando lived behind a cardboard cutout.
What?
He lived behind a cardboard cutout. He was 900 pounds. So he could basically say anything.
No, but don't you think Michael Richards would be kind of in peril? And
well, but I don't think he had a career.
No, I'm saying just physically.
Hey, did you cut us off?
I didn't.
Are we just talking?
Yeah, you guys.
We're not even on the radio.
You haven't been on for the last hour, but that's great.
So great. I haven't talked to Norm in about 3 weeks.
Jonathan, don't you think that Michael Richards may have his life sort of in danger?
Yes.
No, I would move to either Tucson or Idaho.
Yeah, or Wisconsin.
Why, is Wisconsin good too?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You mean like just a shack in the woods or something?
Or Boston. He could move to Boston.
Yeah.
Stay hard.
Yeah. Wait a second.
No, wait.
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home, Bibi comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, "Surprise!" He said, "Who's Bob?"
Oh, that's racist.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, sell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why, that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you want to broadcasting in stereotypes. 97.9 FM.
Let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo parlor.
No, but you chose an African American.
Well, but Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And she says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. She comes home. Bob Hope comes home. She bends over, pulls her pants down, and he faints.
Now, Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah, I know.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. If he struggles a lifetime of a rope. If he smells a bit, wash him down with soap. Just bring me the body of the great Bob Hope.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. Another song by Super Dave Osborne and Norm MacDonald. They've collaborated together on a great new CD, Music from Dead People. Want to hear something?
Guy comes home with a duck under his arm.
Oh, shut
Wife
up.
opens the door.
Yeah.
She says, "Where the hell have you been?" He says, "This is the pig I've been screwing." She said, "It's not a pig, it's a duck." He said, "I'm not talking to you."
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Super Dave, Norm MacDonald. You know
Why did you make her African American in that joke?
Yeah, why did you say? You heard him because you're racist. He said you're racist. He said, "Why didn't you make an African American in your joke?" That's what you like to do, don't you? Super Dave.
Hey, don't you feel sorry for Michael Richards, really, though?
All right, go.
If you were Michael Richards and you were in that situation and
That word.
you said those things, what would you have done next?
Oh, I would move to Idaho. Ketchum, Idaho.
Okay.